My wife Maddie and I are both hiking fiends and always love a nice road trip. With that being said, for our 2-year anniversary, we decided to head to Sedona, Arizona for a few days in hopes of experiencing some hikes that you feel would only be possible to see while dreaming. That, along with the hopes of finding some dispersed camping because we kind of like to wing it sometimes despite the crippling anxiety saying no. Neither of us had ever been to Arizona prior, so we really didn't know what to expect, and let me tell you, it was a magical place that neither of us could have predicted what we were about to get to experience. Wild Camping Neighbor was definitely not on the agenda, but hey, we made it, ladies and gents. And of course, we had to do some of the iconic hikes in the area, and let me tell you, there's a reason they're so iconic. But we finished off the trip with a few nights in Flagstaff and got to visit 2 new national parks. One being a more than massive canyon that we got to explore an old tower at, and the other having petrified logs that are over 200 million years old. All right, let's get to driving. Hey, how's it going, everyone? It is currently just after 6:30 p.m. and Maddie and I are loaded up here. Got everything in the back and we're heading out on a little road trip. I have just over 1,000 miles, about 15 hours and 45 minutes. Should arrive around 10:20 a.m. tomorrow morning, but the time will go back 2 hours. So hopefully with stops and everything, we'll be there around noon or like 2 p.m. Might do a little bit of a hike if we're feeling up to it, but that is going to be right at a 16-hour drive with stops and everything, probably around 18 to 20. So might just find a campsite and cook a nice dinner for the night. So yeah, but anyways, it is looking very nice out right now. About to hop on the interstate and take that all the way to Flagstaff, Arizona. Sedona is a place that we've both been wanting to go, so yeah, more than excited to get out there, but this drive is going to be a bit. And not to mention, we're gonna try to make it in one go. So we will see y'all down the road. Also, real quick, I reset the mileage, got the GPS going. I think when we started it was like 1,080-ish miles, but I'm gonna put Maddie on the spot here because I've been thinking about it a little bit and we're gonna do predictions. So what's the final mileage?
2,252.
It's gonna be a lot more than that. I'm gonna say 2,869 miles, 0.32.
I'm inclined to 2,558.
You said what?
2,558.
Okay, it's a little better. I should have went first on that, so that's a little unfair, so yeah. But anyways, on we go. We have got a drive ahead of us, so we'll see you on a bit. I just wanted to come on for a quick little update because Maddie and I are still trucking along, and it is right at 1 a.m. and we have about 9.5 hours left till we get to Sedona. The way we're coming in, we're going to be going into Flagstaff first, and it's about 40-ish minutes north of Sedona, so I think we are going to grab some breakfast there, maybe mess around for a bit, and head on into Sedona after. But we're just cooking, trucking through the panhandle of Texas right now, and yeah, not too much going on, so going to continue on with it. Just wanted to give a quick little update, but we'll see you on a bit. So there you have it, ladies and gents. And we're actually about to go back an hour also. So it's about to change to 5:30. But as y'all can see, Maddie and I have officially made it into Arizona. We have been driving about 12 hours at this point. Or 13? Like 13 hours at this point, yeah. We left at about 6:30 and it's currently just switched to 5:30 Mountain Standard. So yeah, both of our first times being into Arizona. Well, I've been to the Four Corners before, but first time actually into Arizona, and Maddie just got my attention because holy smokes. Jeez. Yeah, we've only got about 3 hours left to Sedona, just under, and about 2 hours and 15 minutes to Flagstaff. So I think we're gonna stop there, grab some breakfast, maybe do a little bit of looking around, and then scurry on over to Sedona and see what we can get ourselves into before we find some camping. I'm just hyped and babbling at this point, so we'll see y'all down the road. Maddie and I are coming up to a little stop. We just hopped off the interstate to switch spots, and there's no gas station around, so you know we got the old fire drill in place. Run! We good, we good. All right, back on the road we go. Like I said, Maddie and I's first time, both being to Arizona. And over to her side, you got some high plains desert type stuff. Over to my side, you got a little more of it. We've kind of gotten out of the plateaus, but in front of us, you got some mountains. And we have about 45 more miles to go that way to get to Flagstaff. So I think we're gonna go right past them. And honestly, I don't even know what Flagstaff has to offer. So it's gonna be an experience, and we are both hyped for it. So we are about 30 minutes out from Flagstaff, and this mountain range is beautiful. What did you say it was called? The San Francisco Mountains, and actually they are in the heart of Flagstaff, which we did not know. We've done a lot of looking at Sedona, but have not really done any looking at Flagstaff for the most part. Knew there was some climbing around and stuff, and I know it's a popular spot, but goodness gracious, people, no one told me it was like this. That is freaking beautiful. I'm so ready to get over there. Just a quick little update. We are about 15 minutes out of Flagstaff, and we have just went over 1,000 miles. So yeah, I was too busy to focus on the mountains, looking at those to get it trickling over, but can you really blame me? Look at that, look at that, good gravy. Anyways, I'm gonna go. All right, it is right at 9 a.m. and Maddie and I have made it through Sedona. We got some breakfast and a coffee, and we are heading on to Sedona right now. And let me tell y'all, this is freaking beautiful. We were just talking, and this is not at all what we expected Arizona to be like, especially Flagstaff. Definitely did not expect it to be that wooded and whatnot and have mountains surrounding it. But yeah, anyways, like I said, heading to Sedona. Got about 40 minutes till we get to the trailhead we're gonna do. Got a fun one planned, so see you out at the trailhead. Holy smokes, ladies and gents, we just came around a corner, and my goodness. Holy crap. Jeez. So we have made it down through all the squiggles and stuff, and neither of us were expecting that going from Flagstaff to Sedona. But now that we're down in the bottom, we have got equally as gorgeous views down in this stuff. This is wild. This is wild. But excited to go to the hike that we have planned, and then afterwards I think we're gonna try to find a camp spot and do a little bit of relaxing and cooking. So see y'all then. Ooh, and that is what we have to look forward to in 2 days. Yeah, today is Friday, and we have the West Fork Trail planned on Sunday. Gonna be fun. These views are freaking insane. Oh my gosh. That is insane. Good grief, I do not even have words for this. This is so freaking beautiful. Oh my gosh. This is wild. My goodness, I have drove a lot of miles. I mean, I got to 48,000 miles on this car in just over 2 years, but I do not know that I have done many, if any, drives that have topped this. Gosh! Jesus, God! That is so pretty, what the heck? If things like this don't get the serotonin boosted, I don't know what's wrong with you, because that is just unnatural. Look at that. Good gravy. That is crazy. Anyways, only got about 10 more minutes to the trailhead, so hard not to show off these views though. Oh my gosh, they just keep getting crazier and crazier. All right, it is 9:30 a.m. and Maddie and I have officially made it to Sedona. This is the first legit view when pulling into Sedona, and this is ridiculous. Then you look back over to the left, my lordy. Freaking crazy. So Maddie and I have pulled up to the Keyhole Cave Trail. It is looking insane, but the only thing, the parking lot was completely full. However, this generous guy right here just freed up a parking spot. So what do you know? We have got literally the only parking spot that is left in this place. If you look way over there in the distance, that is where we're headed. We may or may not have left after work yesterday and drove 16 hours straight overnight, but we are here. Our serotonin and adrenaline is boosted, and we are ready to go on the little fumes that we do have left. This trail is looking wild so far. Kind of looks like some of the stuff we hiked in Moab, except there were no bigger-ish trees like that and not near as much vegetation. The Keyhole trail is about 2 miles total, I believe. It's a mile in, mile out, just in and out trail, but didn't really take into account for the elevation gain here either. Probably like 3 times higher than where we live, so I guess doing this to get acclimated to it, because we got a longer hike tomorrow. So Maddy just made a very good point, and as you saw, she kind of got close right there to the edge of the trail, but we got these bad boys all over, and I am kind of known to be all about scattered over the trail and whatnot, bouncing around. So yeah, I gotta be on my A game. 1 foot in front of the other. That pageant walk going, you heard? I'm just running on a little sleep and trying to get through this, but we are making progress. It has went from a very little dot to a not as little dot, so yeah. Really doesn't feel bad out right now. It was like mid to low 60s when we left. I think it was like mid 60s, we'll go with that. And there's no humidity, so good grief. Man, this is crazy. I wonder what type of little critters they have out here. We are on some smooth but skinnier trail. Just gotta watch the legs, but hey, we are making progress, ladies and gents. We got the cave right up there that we're heading to, and got a nice little fun scramble once we get up to it, so looking forward to that. Gonna continue on. Think we might have like half a mile left, maybe a little over, I don't know, but hey, we're enjoying it. Yeah? Yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Already first day here. Not even that, first morning. Sedona is already blowing our minds. We have only been about 3/4 of a mile on this hike and haven't even reached the main attraction, and it has been stellar so far. What was that?
I'm scared of these ants.
Yeah, I'll get a video in a minute. There's these weird little ants that are making these holes in the ground and just kind of like swarming around it, and they are all over the place. So shouldn't take us long to find some to show y'all. We are both getting a little delirious at this point and are much overdue for some sleep, but can't sleep when you got views like these to chase. Am I right?
Right on.
We gotta go up again and then probably back down and back up. Dang, I know we're gonna get better views up there, but you can't help but stop and appreciate this every few minutes, because yeah, this is insane.
Almost there.
Yeah, so just a little update so y'all know how the trail kind of is. It's not really scrambling, I wouldn't say. It's just kind of steep hiking with some little steps up rock. All right, so we do go up this way, up into the abyss right there, and for this time we'll see y'all up in the cave. So you come out right here, and this is an actual scramble. I believe we'll go up kind of right there through that maybe, or over to the left somewhere, but who knows. Yeah, we can definitely appreciate these rock structures and formations a lot more being climbers. And they're just beautiful in general. I don't know how someone couldn't think these are just gorgeous. I did long before I started climbing. I'm sure you did too. So you got 3 different ways really. You got option 1 right there, option 2 right there, or option 3. And that one would actually be a little bit more of a free climb top thing, but I don't know. Gotta check them out and figure it out. Oh my gosh. You good? Just watch your feet for sure. Make sure your hands are on something good. Man, just look at where you're coming down. Let's just look at that other way. That was, I mean, was that not sketch to you coming up here? That you can grab stuff up there. Just be careful on the rocks. Make sure before you put all your weight on one that you have another one very secure, because there's not going to be a good way to go down there. You're just powering through. I just don't know how to get back down that road. It's just all hollow. You want me to take the camera? Got it. Let me go sit this down and I'll come back up here. Alright, so we kind of went up that way till we got to that little crack over there. That way was pretty sketch. So we came over here. This way's not quite as bad, and you have a clear footpath. And it's a lot easier getting all the way to the top. I did go up right there. But once you get to the last two steps, there's not really anything good to step on or place your hands on. And I kind of had to reach for it. And I probably got a solid 8 to 10 inch reach on Maddy, maybe a full foot. But we've still got some stellar views from right here. So gonna enjoy this for a bit. Yeah, got a nice breeze coming through. Maddy's gonna take some pictures and then we're gonna head out and go find us a campsite, or at least try to. Fingers crossed. All right, the Keyhole Cave, we came, we saw, we conquered. Pretty much. But we have got this beautiful view and the trek back down to the cars. I don't know if y'all can see those houses that are at the bottom of the frame down there. We're parked just on this side of them, so we have got a bit of a walk. We'll see y'all in a bit. Now I will say, even though it is heating up a bit and we're both a bit tired, these views on the way back are pretty stellar, so at least we do have that. Gonna continue on, probably have like somewhere between half a mile to 3/4 of a mile back to the car, but we are about done with a good portion of the big downhill stuff, and then we just have the back to the car, so see y'all then. I forgot to on the way up to the trail, but these are the little ants I was talking about. Yeah, a little creepy. For now, we are gonna continue on with the hike. We have made it down the steep stuff and we are big chilling. Time to get our shoes off, get changed up, and get on a fun campsite. All Trails said that the Keyhole Trail was only 2 miles. However, my All Trails was kind of tweaking, so we went by Maddy's, and hers was saying 3.75 miles with 1,080 feet elevation gain. So a little more than we signed up for, but hey, what can you do? Had a fun time, but didn't want to push it on the first day of the trip. Maddy and I have found a little road here that we're going to travel down for a few miles and see if we can't find a little dispersed camping area somewhere off here. But if not, then I think there's some BLM land across. I think this is Coco Nino National Forest, or however you say it, but it looks like there's some camping there. So I guess, I mean, if all else fails, we can pop a tent up and just stay there. We could always park somewhere over there. I don't really want to park by the bathrooms. Could park somewhere back up in there, but I don't know. Gonna keep going down this road a few miles, head back over into this stuff, and see if we might be able to find a campsite to ourselves. So regardless of if we find a secluded camping spot or not, this drive has been beautiful out here. So I'm not gonna complain about that either way, but fingers crossed that we do. Have maybe like a mile or so left to drive, and we just passed another kind of group camping area, but don't know that we're feeling that. I mean, if push comes to shove and we have to, we might. It looks like there used to be a lot of little areas that you could kind of park and camp at and whatnot, but I don't know. Don't know what happened now, but we're gonna continue going and see what we can find. All right, we've came to one of the last little dispersed kind of group camping areas, I think, and we're gonna pull over here and see if we can maybe find a camping area to ourselves. And I actually think, if we're lucky, there's some stuff over here. All right, so Maddie and I have found a little dispersed camping area kind of back there behind us. Has that for a view, and we are about 30 minutes from Cottonwood and 30 minutes from Sedona. So I think we're gonna head on into Cottonwood, try to get a shower. It's only about 1:30 right now, right? Yeah, it's only about 1:30, so I think we're gonna head on into Cottonwood, try to grab some showers, and then get on back out here a little closer to evening, try to find a campsite and whip up a fat dinner. So we'll see you on a bit. Right, so you already know when there is a Planet Fitness nearby and you're out camping, you got to stop there and shower if you have a membership. Maddie has one, it's only $20. I kind of bum off her and I get my shower for free technically, but we're married, so it's all the same. Anyways, we're in Cottonwood right now, about 30 minutes south of Sedona, and I think we're gonna go up, look at some other dispersed camping, and maybe grab a quick snack. But yeah, gonna try to get out to a campsite by about 4 or 5-ish and cook up a meal. What time is it right now? It's currently 2:30, so yeah, we will see you on a bit. So Maddie and I decided to get out and cruise some BLM land, and it is very, very gorgeous. It's right across from where we were at earlier, and gonna hopefully maybe see if there are a few campsites down here, but if not, probably gonna head back over to that one that we found earlier and call it good there for the night. But yeah, even if we don't find a campsite, this is insanely gorgeous. And I don't know about you, but I probably don't have any more hiking in me for the day. I'm a little tired and kind of want to just do some resting. I said high clearance 4-wheel drive, but I'm not really sure why. What the heck? There is no way we just found this camping area with nobody here. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, so we've got some places to choose from. I'm gonna drive around and check this out. A little shocked right now. I don't really have much word. All right, there is absolutely no way that Maddie and I just found this campsite out here with absolutely nobody in it. Are you kidding me? Good grief. Feels nice too right now, and there's also a little bit of shade for us. I think I'm gonna try to find some rocks to maybe prop the tires up on, and yeah, I think we were calling it good here for the night. I did see a little trail right there, so might walk up it, but oh, I'm excited. That's insane. We had literally seen an area that kind of looked like this. It was blocked off up there, and it was closed from camping and stuff. And so when we were coming around the hilltops from over there and Maddie spotted it, we were like, there's no way that's a campsite. There was nobody here. Yeah, so gonna get the tent popped up, stake our claim, and get to cooking in a bit. Yeah, now we cooking, ladies and gents. Looky there, we got the tent pretty much level, but with a view like this, I do not think me and Maddie are gonna be complaining. Also, we are running on about 2 to 4 hours of sleep between the two of us, between the past, like, I don't know, maybe like 40-ish hours, and we drove like 17 hours. Yeah, like 17 hours to get here. So also did a hike in the middle of that. So yeah, we are running on a little bit of fumes right now, but anyways, I'm gonna get the rooftop tent popped up, kick back for a bit, relax, and then cook some dinner once the sun kind of goes down a little bit. been too long since we've been out camping, ladies and gents, and I am beyond hyped for this. Yeah, and just like that, we are done and all set up. So my phone did cut out just a little bit, but I've got the front view popped open and look at there. Good grief, that is crazy. But it's also only about 3:30 right now, so we very more than likely could have someone show up with us, but not gonna be disappointed about sharing this, and I think we have got the stellar spot for the area. Alrighty, gonna relax for a bit, maybe do the little trail over there, and then get to cooking in a bit. What? You're gonna get up there? Oh, I forgot to zip that, by the way.
I'm gonna take my shoes off while you put them in the sand.
Yeah.
I've never undone that bottom strap.
Whoops. Well, been undone now. Ugh. It actually feels really nice up there, even right now. I will say the road that Maddie and I are camping on does seem highly trafficked, so if we do get the camping spot all to ourselves for the full night, I will be a bit surprised. But Maddie's back down over there reading in the tent. I walked up along this little trail right here and came over to this little overlook type deal. Not really an overlook, but yeah, got a nice little view of everything. Let's hop over here right quick, try not to get spiked by a cactus. That wouldn't be any fun. So crazy. That is ridiculously pretty. And the sunset here is going to be pretty wild. Same with the sunrise, but we are leaving, I think, at about 4-ish tomorrow morning, maybe 4:30. I don't know. So we got like a 7.5 mile hike plan. Gonna be dope. So yeah, be looking out for that video in the future. But I think we might honestly try to camp here the next few nights while we're planning to hike around Sedona, because it's not too far. And then maybe in a few nights gonna camp more towards Flagstaff or the Grand Canyon type area. So yeah, this is crazy. Still can't believe we have it all to ourselves, at least for now. Gonna continue on enjoying it and see y'all in a bit when we decide to cook a meal. Got a nice one planned up for tonight. Actually, right as I was coming down the hill, kind of talking about probably not being the only ones here, had elder couple down there kind of swinging into the campsite. They're being very nice, but there's also 3 different vehicles. There was an SUV, a Juck, and a truck, and they came down here, parked right there, and we're blaring the same song on repeat. And luckily they took off and hit the road and they're skedaddling. So yeah, hopefully we won't have any more people come up and do that. I don't care about having neighbors, but if you're gonna be a neighbor out camping, at least be respectful. Come on now, don't leave your car on and have the same music blaring on repeat. Come on. Yeah, Maddie's already sunburnt, but hey, we should have some shade before long. Regardless, we're enjoying it. Yeah, much better now that they're gone. So yeah, gonna keep on vibing out and get some dinner whipped up with some views before too long. Yes sir. All right, so I did kind of forget one of the key ingredients that you can't do without on the meal that I was supposed to cook tonight. So luckily we do have a few more nights here in Sedona, and we're gonna save it to cook on another night. So gonna whip up something quick here and just enjoy it with these nice views that we have tonight, because don't know that we're gonna be able to get this same campsite the next few nights. Yeah, everywhere else is kind of already filled up. So anyways, gonna get some dinner cooked. come to a boil and then get some noodles going. Yes, sir. You cannot beat that view. Good grief. Hoping that we have a good view of the Milky Way and stars tonight. I know I've already said that, but that is one thing that I am very excited for this high country desert type stuff. And completely blue and open sky, so yeah, it's looking good. Water has about came to a boil, but I'm just sitting here. Those views are freaking ridiculous. I just can't get over how pretty it is. I did not expect this. I mean, I don't really know what I expected. I just kind of came into it blind a little bit, but so pretty. So pretty. So it's currently about 5:30. Sunset is supposed to be just after 7, but I don't know that we're gonna make it that long because that little hill behind us and the sun is looking like it's gonna go behind it before too long. But hey, we're big chilling still. Hopefully this water finishes boiling and gets going before too long because it's taking a little extra long because of the wind. But I don't even care. I'm just sitting here enjoying this. This is crazy. Good grief. If we had more time, I would definitely take a few days and just like sit here and admire this campsite and just take it all in and relax. But we have a few days and we are going to be booking it with some hikes, so I'm excited for that too. Got the noodles going here. Shouldn't be too much longer. And once Maddie and I eat these, we are going to pass out and get a good night's sleep, I'm assuming. It's currently around 6 p.m. and we're planning to get up at around like 4 or so and go to a 7.5 mile hike. But hike's gonna be dope. Be prepared for that in a video to come. But for now, I'm gonna wait on these noodles and see y'all once they finish. I was having trouble boiling the water. I'm actually probably gonna sit down here if that's okay. So, little fun fact, I did indeed forget a extra bowl, so I am eating my soup out of a cup, but tis bussin' and tastes the same. Cheers.
Thought you were gonna say out of the pot, so.
I was going to, but then I remembered I brought a cup. Just one. I will say road trip camping ramen does hit different.
Remind me of college.
That's traumatic as shit for me. No, some of it was good. We good now. Now I eat them as a pleasure food. The thing here? Yeah, I'm ready for some nice nugs and rest. You said what? Maddie and I are all finished up with dinner, got everything packed up, and like I said, it is about 6:30 and the sun has gone behind the little cliff line back there, and we have this very beautiful sunset that we're left with right here. I give myself another hour or two tops, and I am probably going to crash. Don't even think I'm gonna need an alarm tomorrow because I'm gonna be up and at 'em early. But yeah, I do want to stay awake long enough at least to see the stars and hopefully the Milky Way out and bright. But who knows? What I do know is I am gonna sit here and enjoy this and take this view in to the fullest. It is just past 7 and Maddie and I have been chilling up here in the tent and there are views all around. Let me just prop this open at the head because you aren't really going to be able to see it with that screen. But yeah, that is what we were blessed with out the front. And then over here at the side, you got stuff there, and like I was saying, got some mountains in the back over there. So we are definitely big chilling. This guy's looking crazy. I'm just laying here looking at it. That's what I've been doing the past bit. Just looks, I don't know, crazy coloring on those clouds, but waiting for it to get dark so I can see the stars and all that stuff that comes with it. So then I'm gonna continue on enjoying these views. I will say, with this one that's coming through and the sun setting, it's making it a little hard not to fall asleep. Maddie and I are running on very, very little sleep from yesterday morning, and we did drive all night and then do about a 4-mile hike today. It was not the easiest 4-mile hike at that, so we are going to get some much needed sleep and see y'all in the morning. I think Maddie's already asleep. It is about 7:45 p.m. and I'm about to pass out. Maddie and I are waking up right at 4 a.m. and gonna head out by around 4:45 or so to go do a hike. So we'll see y'all in the morning. Good morning. It is currently about 4:15 a.m. and Maddie and I are laying here all nice and bundled up. And it's about 50 degrees out. Trying to be a little quiet though because we do have camping neighbors around, but I think in the next like 15-20 minutes I'm gonna get up and start getting stuff packed down and gonna head on over to get to our trailhead. See you in a bit. Got the handy dandy slippies here. I wish y'all could see the stars right now. They are all over the place, and then even over there got a little bit of a view of the Milky Way. But gonna get everything put from the tent into the car, get the tent packed down, and then see y'all on the road. Even when you're out camping, you still gotta worry about hygiene. Always gotta brush your teeth. Even though we don't got smell-o-vision, don't want that stanky breath. All right, let's get on to the trailhead. Like I said, do have quite a few neighbors now, but on we go. I'm not really sure why they said you need a 4x4 or a high clearance, or 4-wheel drive or a high clearance to get up that, because maybe so, or maybe if it's like real rainy, I could see it being rough. But we are on the go. It's 5 a.m. currently, and Maddie and I are loaded up, heading out to do a very exciting trail today. I think All Trails has it listed as 7.2 miles for the trail, but we got to do a little detour to get over to this spot, so not really sure how long it's going to take, but we are down for an adventure. Anyways, gonna get onto the trailhead and we will see y'all there. Driving has been crazy so far. Good night. We are surrounded by views. Look at that. Look at that. I'm just gonna park right here by these fine people, I believe. And yes, sir. It looks like we are the third people to the trail. These views around us are so freaking crazy. But we are the third car in the parking lot, it looks like, and 2 people went in right before us as we were unloading, and the other people, I guess they were already on the trail. But we are here at the trailhead, and I think it says it's around 7.2 miles for the hike, like I said earlier, but with the addition to the little subway tunnel, I think it adds a bit. Yeah, lots of trails. Definitely glad we have all trails on this one. This trail is a little bit lengthier, and trying to get down there and get some views in before it gets packed. And from what we've read, this is a rather popular trail in Sedona, so we are here starting it at 5:45 a.m. and good grief, this is crazy. I like the Devil's Garden hike and the hike to Delicate Arch, but I think this is going to blow both of those out of the water. The rock formations and structures here are just out of this world, and then on top of that there's all this vegetation and stuff around, so that's a big plus. But not going to do as many still shots, just going to kind of do some showing around on the trails. Coming up to our first little T in the road, going to Boynton Canyon. Yes sir. And I think from what Maddie and I have read, once we get to the end of this trail, we'll just kind of keep going, and then just a little past is where the actual subway is. So yeah, we're both excited, and it is feeling mighty fine out. I believe it's like high 40s probably.
41 when we got out of the car.
It was what?
The car said it was 41.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's definitely feeling great, but I was looking, and I think by about noon it's supposed to be like 75-ish or so, but I don't know. I don't even know how long this hike's going to take. I intend about 6 hours or so, but who knows. Going to continue on enjoying it. This is freaking crazy. I did not expect this much vegetation, I did not expect this much vegetation and stuff out. Words. We are only about half mile in so far, but this trail is so beautiful already. I'm just kind of bugging out because I'm kind of a hiking geek and just outdoor freak, but I just don't understand how someone could come out here and see this stuff and not be absolutely blown away and completely mesmerized by it. Like, good grief, does not even make sense how pretty this is. You can kind of see some little wave structures up there, Maddie. Oh, I'm so ready to get down here. This is gonna be so crazy. Also, I don't know if I said it earlier or not, but this is a in and out trail, so probably about 3.5, 4 miles in, and then the same back out. But we don't know if the actual subway is at the end of here or if it's a little veer off point. So hopefully there's something marking, but even if so, we might miss it from looking around at all these views. But we will keep y'all updated. We have gone another quarter to half mile maybe, and we just kind of had to stop and acknowledge these views. I'm sure there's going to be some that are better, but these are still incredible. Can't not stop and just take it all in. I think at some point we're going to kind of turn and go back into all those rocks over here, but who knows? I mean, as Maddie told me earlier, it is called the Boynton Canyon Trail, so surely at some point we'll go through a canyon, but who knows? I just know that wherever we do go, it is likely gonna be very beautiful. All right, so quick little update. We came from around that hill over there, walked around this cliff line, and have all these stellar views. We're gonna continue on this way and walk back up in the middle of this stuff. So we are both very, very happy about that. We're still just blown away and in awe by these views. It's just crazy. And as I've mentioned in my previous videos, one of the big goals on my channel not only is to preserve these memories and have more than just a photo, but I know that a lot of people, for one, aren't going to be able to get out and do this, and for two, just aren't going to have access. And I think everyone should be able to experience it in some type of way. So here Maddie and I are making some videos and trying to share that with you all. So yeah, on we go. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. I'm freaking geeking right now. Worse than a kid in a candy shop. All right, so hopefully you're watching all the way through and not just kind of skipping to the view, because the actual subway trail is not at the end of the trail like we thought. Gonna keep walking for a little bit, and I guess there's a veer off point to the right, and we'll go up to that cliff line over there and kind of scale our way up to what's known as the subway. Right now, I'm gonna continue on this way and just enjoy it. I think we have maybe like another half a mile or so before we get to the veer off, and then from what I've read, it says about 10-15 minute walk. So we shall see. So pretty out. And I will say also that there are a couple people that we've heard behind us, so we can continue on scurrying and see if we can't get down there and maybe have it to ourselves for a second. I mean, no guarantee that's where they're going, but probably where they're going, so yeah. This is crazy. Good grief. This would be a good place to hammock and just hang out for a bit, you know? All right, the blog that Maddie and I had read said, once you reach the tree on the left with the alligator bark, that is where you'll go right. And indeed, it does look like alligator bark, and there's a trail to the right. So heading this way, should have about a 10 to 15 minute walk. And I'll say it was right at the 2 mile mark, and it took us about an hour to get in, which is right on track with what that blog post said too. But we didn't really do any research on that, to be honest. We kind of read that as we were walking right before I made the update on the video. So
I don't know what's going on.
our trails is being kind of packed. There is a little veer off thing here on all trails if you use that. So it was on there. It's just not listed as the birthing cave. It's just listed as, like, I think cave. Yeah, okay. It's just listed as cave, and it doesn't have any pictures when you click on it. Had a little bit of uphill stuff to do, but we are back in some open stuff, and we're surrounded by these crazy views. I think the actual lookout that we're getting to is only about a quarter mile down this trail, but from the change of the elevation from our hometown and a little bit of uphill we've started doing, starting to get to me. We're a little over 2 miles at this point. Don't really know how much elevation gain, but it's not been much. It's been a pretty modest trail for the most part. A little bit of uphill in the past quarter mile or so. Okay. Not to mention it is kind of like 6:30 a.m. so there's that too. But we are cooking. Dang, this is gonna be crazy. I don't know how good y'all can see that, but there are some big rocks back there in the middle. But anyways, came from that way. Got all this beautiful stuff around us and heading on this way. We should be coming up to it pretty shortly, but right now we are completely covered in vegetation, and this is, as I've said many times on this trail alone, it's beyond beautiful. So you can either walk around over here where you've got people going right now, or I think you can do a little scramble up here. So we're gonna decide which way we want to go and see out the top.
Right here, I'm like...
Right. All right, so we opted for the straight through way, and you can go either way up here. Maddie and I decided to come up through here and kind of wedge through the crack, but oh my gosh, I'm excited for this. Oh my gosh. The couple that headed in before us, they were super nice and about to head out when we got up here, and they ended up taking some pictures, but now for what y'all came for. We'll go over there in just a second, but look at this. Also, I think we're gonna go around and check out those little rock houses in a minute, but this is crazy. All right, so we're gonna grab a few pictures. Got a couple from over there, but let me show y'all the views from this side right over here. It is a little sketchier, but not too bad walking right there. But hang on. Look at this. Holy mackerel. My Lord, people. This is crazy. Maddy and I have got some pictures, and we've been chilling with this incredible view for a while. Got the cave right behind us, and I think what now we're gonna do, head over to those little dills. You down?
Yeah.
Yeah, just stay over to the right. And like I said, once you get over here, it does open up quite a bit. And that is not quite as bad as I think it's gonna look on video. You got some good steps, and it's not that slanted, and the rock is a lot less slick than at Keyhole Cave, I will say. That's another thing. This hike has been a lot easier than Keyhole Cave so far, especially getting up to the actual birthing cave. But we'll see you all around at the other side. Yeah. Man, that's crazy. This is so crazy. Goodness. Could you imagine having this as a house way back? Good grief. This is just like the big chilling area. Gosh. Yeah, I would have wanted to claim stake here. I don't care how far of a walk it would have been in. My lord. Could you imagine having this as a bedroom, just being like, oh, sweet.
And you know, their diet consists of rabbits.
Rabbits and whatever little shrubbery they can eat around here. Oh, look, you got some cactus.
Aloe plants?
Got some cactus and aloe. Maybe back in the day they used to have a little bit of peyote, but hey. Don't know that I would have been wanting to do any peyote up around this stuff. I mean, peyote in general sounds kind of sketch, but imagine tripping on anything around this this type of stuff. Probably wouldn't be the best idea. Look, he must have had a little dog or something. Probably a little fox or a wolf. Or that was a baby area, like a little playpen. Jeez. This is wild. Yeah, so the actual trail comes right along through that stuff. Cave is right over there. And then we walked along over through here. And as y'all can see, like Maddy just said, I don't know if you could hear or not, but we got here just in time because people are starting to show up, and we were lucky enough to have that all to ourselves for about 30 minutes or so, yeah?
Yeah, I think this is as far as I'm going to go.
Yeah, it's probably as far as we need to go, but oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Good grief. A lot of little cactuses and aloe here. Man, yeah, let's get out here and take a look here. What? I know, I'm watching. It is. Oh my gosh. Definitely not going out any further because those rocks are all looking pretty loose. Man. This is crazy. This is as far as Maddy and I are going to go. Can't really go any further, but don't know which way we're going to opt to go down. Think we're going to take the little slab and see y'all down at the bottom. Looks a lot sketchier watching people walk around that than it actually felt going around it. But
Loud buzzing insect is back.
Yep, as Maddy said, a loud buzzing insect is around us, and we aren't really sure what it is, but gonna continue on, get to the bottom, and we will see y'all down there. One more last look at the view because this is otherworldly. This really is different. Real quick, before Maddy and I do head back down, We were just standing here looking, admiring the beauty. And what was that you had said?
It looks like Avatar.
It
Flight of
really
Passage.
does. That is exactly what this looks like. That's insane. All right, now for real. See y'all down at the bottom. Quick little update. Coming down right over here to the left is a lot easier than the way we went up, but I will say the way that we went up wasn't bad at all. You could go either to the left or the right of it. We went to the left going up, as I had said, but I don't think either way was too bad as long as you're just careful, watch your step, and have on some good hiking shoes. Would not recommend doing it without them. Good night.
Scrambly right here.
Yeah, it's just, like Maddie said, it's just kind of some scrambling. That's all this side is, but where we had went up was right over there through that. The actual cave is right on the other side there. So, yeah, we're gonna continue our trek out and see y'all in a bit. Maddie and I, we came, we saw, we conquered. One last quick little slow-mo video of the place. Not slow-mo, but slow pan, y'all know what I mean. And then, didn't get a video of it, but right there is where we went up. Actual cave is right there, and then we came around and walked over, and those little rock house views are what we were at just a second ago, and then came down back over there. So we have both definitely enjoyed it. Got about a 3.5, 4 mile hike back out. Very moderate, so cue the view montage for the hike back out. And then we go back down into this stuff. I will say that is one of my favorite things about this trail is all the hiking under the shrubbery and stuff and like the little trees. And then it'll go from this to wide open, this to wide open. And doing my best to bring y'all along and share the experience. So back to this free paid programming. It's starting to warm up when we were out on the ledge, but now that we're back down and all this stuff, it has dropped like 10-15 degrees, it feels like, at least. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Views on all sides and behind. Goodness gracious. Yeah, this has been such a pretty hike. Alright, and we have made it back to the trailhead. Let's see what the parking lot looks like now. Yep, it is completely full as I expected. Such a dope hike. So freaking pretty. Just the drive through here. Yeah, I want to come back and be those guys sometime, do some biking here.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be insane. Yeah, I didn't either. That's where all the people are coming from.
That's just the street.
Oh, that's an extra several miles. Jeez. That's crazy. Holy crap.
Oh my god.
The fact that we had that all to ourselves, because that's where every single one of these people are going. That is absolutely insane. Good grief, look at that view on the way out. My lord. As y'all can see, Maddie and I are back in the car. It is 9 o'clock. The trail took right at 3 hours to do. It ended up being like 5.9 something miles and around 900 feet elevation gain. Hold up though, because gotta admire this view. Good grief. It is pretty freaking insane that we had the cave all to ourselves, like the main attraction, because when we were leaving, we passed at least like probably 125 to 150 people. We were there for like 30 minutes or so, and then one couple showed up as we were basically leaving. But that trail was a success. Probably one of my favorite trails that I've ever done. You can't really compare it to Rocky Mountain National Park because it's completely different landscape and stuff, but...
They got tickets.
Oh shit. But This trail definitely gets a 10 out of 10, yeah. For sure, with bonus points. We might have only been here like 2 days so far, or like a day and a half really, but I feel like we've already got the full Sedona experience and we are on our way to get more. I'm just hyped and these views are crazy. I've got to share this because, my lord. Like I said in the last video, Maddie and I have already both collectively decided that we could definitely live in the Flagstaff, Sedona, Cottonwood area. I mean, look at this. Imagine waking up and having this stuff, just such easy access. We're definitely very thankful to live in a prettiest state as Arkansas, but it does not necessarily compare to this when it comes to, it's just all different types of beauty. This is just a different type of beauty and we're loving it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Man, this is so pretty. Oh my gosh. We have not drove through this part of Sedona yet. It was called Uptown Sedona. I am definitely vibing with it. Good grief. Like, there's no words that can describe how pretty this is, really. The parking for Cathedral Rock was closed and you have to take the shuttle, and we aren't really feeling like doing that, so we're already satisfied with the hike that we've done today, and it is a very beautiful city and surrounding area. So we are going to just kind of see where the day takes us, and I think try to go back and get that same campsite we were at last night again tonight, but I think we're gonna try to get out there around 3-ish or so maybe, but don't know that we're gonna be so lucky to find that again. But good grief, yeah, we're just happy to be here exploring. So for now, we're just vibing, you heard? And I mean, I think we're getting the best of Sedona and the surrounding by what we're doing, and it would be nice to find some little roads that we could go drive or something. I don't know. I think we're gonna go try to find some food and maybe some place to go drive around and just kind of see what all Sedona really has to offer. Yeah, we're loving it. These views are ridiculous. It's almost like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just crazy. And we're both loving how some of the rock, a lot of it really changes from that red color to the white from bottom to top. So pretty. I think this is the way we came. Hey, it's telling me to go that way, Morgan Road. Well, coming back down into Sedona, look at this. Oh, this is beautiful. I can't get over it. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh, that is a little coffee and bakery that we're going to. We're both starving. Let's go get some food and a drink. Maddie and I found us a place that has some Starbucks coffee, a little bit of breakfast, and some amazing views. That is pretty wild. Good grief. Maddie and I have got some coffee and a little brunch-ish type. Wasn't much food, but did get the belly satisfied for now. So on we go, gonna drive around a bit and see what else we can find around the city of Sedona.
I have $2.
Well, I only need one.
What we did? $2.
Okay.
Usually see it if you want to come and go at sunset.
All right, awesome.
Go till midnight.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. You can see the road coming in and going all the way through and everything. It's crazy that the parking's just right there and then you step across the road and you have all this. It's so pretty. Good grief. Just a quick little update. Down here you got the city of Sedona kind of stretching all through here. Boynton Canyon is right over there, and back up in there is the hike that Maddie and I did earlier. That is the Oak Creek Canyon, and I believe the hike we're doing tomorrow is back up in there. So just a cool little fun fact and something to be excited for in a future video to come. Well, that was a nice little fun overlook right outside of Sedona. Only took us about 5 minutes to get here from the coffee shop we were at. Don't really know what we're gonna do now, but I think we are gonna go continue to look around and see what we can get ourselves into. See you on a bit. Oh, that was definitely worth the little detour. Took no time from Sedona to get over here. So pretty. Quick update. We realized the Red Rock Scenic Byway that we were kind of thinking of going and doing, that is the road to Flagstaff. So that's what we came in on, and that's what we're going to take back in just a couple of days. So we are just kind of driving. This is the other way we needed to explore. So yeah, back on track. Whoa. Looking at it from above back there really did remind me of radiators, springs, and cars, but holy views. There's big old rock formations. Make you want to go rock climbing. Yavapai Vista. Holy, we might just be circling. Yeah. I'm not up for a hike, so I think we're just gonna turn around her and skedaddle on back to the drive. We kind of just chilling for the day, just driving, yeah, saving our legs and just driving around and seeing everything from the car, which is very, very nice. Right. Not really sure what this little city is that we're coming into. There it is, Village of Oak Creek. Okay, so maybe the hike that we do tomorrow is somewhere along this road, but I think we are just gonna take the next roundabout around and maybe head back to Sedona.
Because this is the Red Rock Park and Preserve.
Oh, this is?
Yeah,
Gotcha, that makes sense. Dang, this is such a pretty drive. Drives like this are so fun where you get to just go around, relax, and look at all the pretty views and just take it all in. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Also, I promise, I have cleaned the windshield multiple times and I also cleaned it before we left, but it is not staying clean at all. Right after I cleaned it this last time, 2 different birds shit right on it, literally right after we left the parking lot. So yeah, kind of gave up on it just a little bit, in case you were wondering or concerned. But yeah, that's what's happening. Hopefully you still get the picture of the views. Shee, that's pretty. We are gonna skedaddle over this way and see what's hiding back on up in her. Yeah. Alrighty, so that up there is what we're heading for. I think it's gonna be a bit of a venture finding a parking spot. So yeah, dang, that looks like something off freaking Halo. That's crazy. Huh, well, it was cool just seeing it like this if we don't get to go up, but ooh, that means we gotta hike all the way up it. What are you thinking?
I just wanted to look at it.
Okay, I am fine with that. Yeah. Dang, that beam of the light. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty. So pretty. Anyways, gonna get turned around, head back out of here, and I think go get the last little bit of groceries that we need to whip up a fat dinner tonight. So we'll see y'all in just a bit. Good grief. I can't get over how pretty this is. I didn't really see what it was when we were coming in. I know we passed it and wasn't holding up traffic going in, but on the way back, it is adding about 13 minutes because of delayed traffic. But hey, at least we get these views to work with. But yeah, there is thy mother calling, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer that. See y'all in a bit. It's ridiculous. These views are insane. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but I'll just continue showing them and saying it. Yeah, found a Whole Foods, so gonna go in there, grab the last little bit of ingredients that we need for dinner tonight, and maybe a little snack or something, who knows. But yeah, it is currently right at 1 p.m. and I think after this, just gonna kind of continue maybe looking around Sedona a bit. We got a little gift shop, got some shirts, so pretty happy about that. Just gonna grab some groceries and then mess around for a bit more and see y'all when we go try to find a campsite. So hopefully the campsite that me and Maddy are gonna be able to get again tonight, it is back over in that area, kind of back up in that stuff. So fingers crossed we're able to get it. It should only be about 15-20 minutes away, so we'll update y'all once we get there. So we got around the little car and cruising on to the campsite. Should only have like a mile or two in, so we'll get y'all updated once we get over there. Down there is where we were camped, and it looks like as of right now it's open. So as long as Juck Buddy in front of us doesn't go down there, it's looking like we should hopefully have our same campsite. And if that's the case, our rocks still should be there from last night. If you know, you know. If not, go check out the previous camping video and then you will know. But yeah. Moment of truth, I've always got anxiety. Regardless, we should have a campsite there, it looks like, but I really want that same one we did have, so 2 nights in a row would be crazy. Yeah, I just yeeted that. I'm just excited because we have the one buddy that pulled up yesterday to go ride ATVs, and then the other buddies that came kind of yesterday morning-ish. Not morning, but like right after we got here. So we're gonna go up here and get back to our spot. Oh, yeah, so we've got our campsite back, got the nice views. A little parking blocks there, still there. Got the tent. What we're gonna do is park like that. The sun is kind of behind us and we don't really want it shining on us, so gonna prop it up where it's like that and the sun's kind of hitting on the top. And then we'll have this view out of the back. Gonna get that popped up and gonna do a bit of relaxing. It's only about 2:30 right now. I think we're gonna wait till about 4-ish, maybe 5, and then whip up some dinner. Did make sure to get the final ingredients I needed for tonight, so we are feasting, ladies and gents, not just having ramen. Be ready. I'm gonna go ahead, get the ladder put up and get everything set up so we can kind of get in there and relax. The sun should be hitting to where don't really have it coming in the tent, and the way that it sets, we shouldn't really have to worry about that either. Once I do get ready to cook dinner, then I'll get it situated to how it's gonna be for the night and get it set up that way. Luckily, I won't have to pop down the tent either. I can just move the car with it up. Anyways, cue tent setup. It really doesn't feel too awful in here right now, to be honest. I think with the windows and stuff open and whatnot and the wind blowing through, it should be a-okay. All right, so I've got the tent set up, got a crazy view going here. Good night. It's about 85 degrees or so right now, and as you can see, the sun is there behind us. Don't have any of it coming in hitting the tent, so should be in good shape there. And with the breeze coming through, it's a little airy right now, and honestly doesn't feel too bad. So I think we're gonna put some pillows up here and just relax and enjoy it a bit. Can't believe we got this site again, man. Maddie and I are laying here posted up. We have got the little battery pack up here. That is, once again, what's been being a lifesaver and helping us charge our phones and GoPro charger, and also Apple Watches. But really what I wanted to do is come on here and acknowledge this view that we've got once again. Look at that. That just doesn't even make sense. We were laying here and just have that just... So I was wrong, and the sun is kind of starting to shift into the car. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it around, get it up on the rocks, and get it where it's gonna be for the night. So yeah, let's get to that. Just like the setup we had last night, we've got the rocks under there because we don't really have any blocks for the tent. That is one thing that we need to get and that we haven't really invested in since getting the rooftop tent, but that's crazy. Gonna get the ladder put back up. It is currently just after 4 p.m. and I think I'm gonna wait another 45 minutes to an hour before I start cooking dinner, but just took a little dude wipe shower and got all changed up. If you didn't know about dude wipes, well, yeah, now you do. Anyways, got the camper leveled up. Like I said, gonna wait about 45 more minutes or so. Maddie's down there reading, and I am just up here enjoying these views. So happy we were able to get this campsite again tonight. I was already blown away that we got it once, but to get it twice in a row, that is incredible. Man, those views are crazy. I could stay here endlessly and not get tired. But we do have an exciting dinner planned for tonight, and until then we are just going to continue sitting here enjoying these views. Maddie's kicked back enjoying a book, and going to continue on and see y'all in a bit once we start cooking dinner. Alright, so change of plans. I think we're going to go ahead and get the stuff out for dinner and start making it. I am excited to show y'all this. It is a meal that Maddie and I have recently discovered. It's super easy, super simple, and pretty cheap. So yeah, excited to show y'all that. Once again, with a beautiful view. Yeah, it has been so long since we have gotten out and been able to camp and just enjoy it like this. So, man. Sure you can tell by the videos, but we are absolutely loving Arizona. We're already wanting to plan trips back here. So I'm sure this is not the last time you all will see content from here, but let's get to cooking. Alright, so we've got a very fun one today, and that is going to be some pork tonkatsu. And the first thing we got to do is get some pork chops cut up. Maddie has already made the sauce, thankfully, and it's just kind of a big mixture of things, but stick around for a bit to find out more on that. I'm going to go through this way so that's not sitting out. So I've got the pork chop cut up. Now for the next part, got to get them flattened out, and then I'm going to put them in some flour, beat up an egg, dip them in that, and then finish them off with one final ingredient before we throw them in the oil and get them fried up, but we'll get to that in just a sec. Alright, so really you want to get the pork chop as flat as possible. Don't know if you can see it from there too good, but it's looking nice and thin. And now on to the breading process. Oh, look at that, babe. Look at that, Jen. Innovation. Yeah, look at that. Alright, also just a quick little pro tip. I don't know if it was true or not, but I guess not really a pro tip, but just a little tip. Get some flour, sprinkle it through the egg yolk, and I've heard somewhere that it helps the breadcrumbs stick to the pork chop better, so that's how I always do it, so we're going to go with it. Alright, gonna set that there. This up her. And these are the little breadcrumbs that I get. Would recommend 10 out of 10. Haven't really tried anything else, but these have done me right so far in the past, so gonna continue sticking with them for now. And you want to definitely make sure and get them all coated up. Granted, we have used this bag several times already, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the rest of them in it and throw this away because I don't really want to travel back with it. What I like to do is kind of take some of the breadcrumbs buried on top and press it into a little bit, and that just kind of helps it stick to it a little bit better for when it does go into the fryer. That one is looking mighty fine. A little close up right quick. Wacha, wacha. Set that back down and get to this one. Also, in case you were unaware, Maddie and I are from the South, and so too much breading is never an issue, so maybe don't add as much as me, but hey, we cooking and y'all about to see it. All right, now to get my hands cleaned up and get some oil boiling because that is a little bit of a messy process. All right, hands are all clean now. Gonna put this in a safe spot. Safe spot being up here in the tent for just a second while we get some oil going. All right, cool. Also, it was dang near perfectly calm like 15-20 minutes ago, and now the wind's starting to pick up right as I'm going to boil some oil. But hey, we're still enjoying these views. Maddie's enjoying a book, and yeah, we're vibing. On we go. Also, I will say it did take me just a little bit longer to get everything ready because I had a few dishes from last night that I didn't clean last night, so had to clean them before I got going today. But it is currently 5:16 and we're getting cooking. Yeah. All you want to do, take some vegetable oil and put you enough in there to let the pork chop swim and get all nice and buttered up in it. Now we let that go for a bit, enjoy some views in the process, and catch you on just a sec. So while we're sitting here waiting on the oil to get boiling, I just wanted to give one little update. One way to tell when it is good to go, if you'll take some of the leftover breadcrumbs and just sprinkle them in it. Once you drop them in and they brown pretty much instantly, then the pork chop's good to go and launch on in there. So shouldn't be too much longer. The wind's kind of died back down a little. Hopefully it stays away till the evening, and yeah. All right, gonna take a little bit of the extra breadcrumbing and drop it in there. All right, I'm sure y'all could see that sizzling a little bit. It turned brown fairly fast, but not quite quick enough. Gonna leave it just a little bit longer and should be good to go in just a sec. So we are good to go. As you can see, drop those crumbs in, they immediately start to bubble and start browning up. So we're gonna grab the lovely pork chops, try not to drop them. What you're gonna wanna do, just take them, huzzah, and voila. Gonna wanna come here to the timer, gonna go 3.5 minutes, because I haven't really cooked it outside. Typically I'll go like 4 or 5 minutes on the first side, and then I'll flip it, go another like 3 or 4, but since we're cooking this outside for the first time, I'm gonna go 3.5, and then maybe like 3 or another 3.5. So yeah, let's get these puppies cooked. I am excited. Been in there about 2.5 minutes. Gonna leave it another 45 seconds, flip them, and give it about 3 more minutes, and I think we're gonna call it good. All right, so all in all, they've probably been going a little over 4 minutes or right at. So gonna give them a nice little flip and set a 2.5 minute timer and call it good. Also, we have one more final step to the process once the pork chop's done, and it's a pretty simple one that shouldn't take too long. So let's get to that. I think those are looking nice and done. Goodness gracious. Man, those are looking good. Gonna get this cut up and ready to be prepared, and then get the last ingredient ready to go. Shit, that's off. I'm just gonna move this around. I'm just gonna set my grill around over to the side for a sec, let it cool down, and clean it up in a bit. Alrighty, so for the final piece of the puzzle, we've got some coconut jasmine rice. Gonna use the jet bowl to get that whipped up. Shouldn't take too long. Let's get to it. much water in it, just enough to make it swim a little. I'll throw it on there. Crank that puppy up, and we are going. Alright, that should be good to go. Gonna go get some of that drained out. Alrighty, we are back with the pork chop, and it is looking mighty fine. Oh, good grief, that is done. Perfect. That is what y'all want. Messy on the cutting board, but gonna get this all whipped up into one dish, get the final sauce on, and show you all the final product. We are back with the finished product. But wait, I thought you said there was a special sauce, and there is. It's right here. Oh my lord. That is the secret sauce right there, ladies and gents. Oof. I tend to smother mine and let her swim. Especially since we aren't going to be using it after this. We got to make the most of it. And there she is. That, my friends, is pork tonkatsu. Let's eat. Ooh, goodness. Alright, giving Maddy her phone back. Shout out to her. Let's get a thank you, Maddy, in the comments, because I've kind of ran my phone pretty much out of storage. I've got just enough to take some pictures and stuff for the rest of the time we're at Sedona, but don't really got enough to record on my phone. So again, thank you in the comments to Maddy. Get a first little taste test up here like this. Oh my gosh. The white chicken chili we've made in the past while camping has been pretty bussin', but I'm not gonna lie, these deep fried pork chops might just take the cake on the best camping meal that we have ever had. Not to mention these views are crazy too. I'm sure the camera's not gonna do it any justice, but this is so crazy. It literally doesn't even feel real at all right now, having this campsite for free, just kicked back, relaxing, enjoying this nice little sunset. And not only that, we've timed it just perfect so that the sun is just now setting, and yeah, we have these gorgeous views over the mountain. I'm not gonna continue eating. It is right at 6 p.m. and gonna finish the food up, enjoy it while we have these views, and get ready for bed shortly after. It's definitely starting to cool down now that the sun has went behind that little cliff line back there.
She said she had to take Hazel out again because she got excited. Like,
it's always so crazy to me that there's places like this offered to camp for free. Maddy and I have been talking about it all day, that we couldn't get over how lucky we were to have this spot last night, and came back today and have it again. We are definitely enjoying it. You done? And that is 2 camping happy plates. Gonna get everything packed up. I think I got some Nutter Butters in the tent already to snack on later, but now it's time for the fun part. After cooking and enjoying a nice meal, got to get everything packed up, because once again, we're gonna get up super early and get on a hike. So see y'all once I get everything packed up and ready to go for tomorrow. So amazing out here right now, and it is absolutely crazy that we have this site once again for another night. Everything's packed up, loaded up in the car, and Maddie and I are ready to go for tomorrow. So we are just relaxing. This is crazy that I can just turn around. See that back there behind me? Look forward, I have this. Right over here, I have this. And then out the window, I have that. Absolutely insane. But the food was a 10 out of 10 tonight. It absolutely slapped. So our stomachs are both happy, and we have a few snacks up here that we are munching down on while we relax and watch the sunset. But yeah, I think we are gonna get up at about, I don't know, probably 3:45 to 4ish tomorrow. Have to make a stop at a gas station because we just realized we are down to our last few waters, and we're kind of doing a 6.5 mile hike tomorrow. So yeah, you gotta have some of those. But anyways, just gonna lay here, relax, enjoy the scenery behind us. Got a crazy view out there, and yeah, didn't really get too cold last night. I think it only got down to about maybe like high 30s, low 40s. Slept with this like little down mimic type blanket, and Maddie's got a sleeping bag over here. I think she's gonna sleep with her head over there because she wasn't a fan of the wind blowing through here, but I am kind of loving it. So I'm gonna stay like this again and just enjoy it. It's only 6:51 right now, but back home that's like 8:51, so we're still kind of feeling that time zone, and I'm sure we'll both be passed out in about an hour or two tops because last night we were both asleep before 8, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, anyways, just gonna enjoy this, and we will catch y'all in a bit. I didn't do the best job a second ago of showing the best views around the tent and our campsite, so this is what we're working with. And out the front, you got that nice mountain range back there. It is actually the view that we are looking at out the front, and what I've been laying here enjoying. But I will say, out there is very beautiful, and I have just been laying like this, letting the wind hit me, and just relaxing. And I will say, even though it is a group campsite, there's only maybe like 5 or 6 spots. They are fairly well away from each other and still pretty quiet. Maddie and I haven't had any issues so far, knock on wood, and we're loving it. I say no issues so far. We did have that one group that came in, bland music, and luckily they left pretty fast. Other than that, haven't had to worry about anyone else. But also, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that was in one of the last videos, so go check that out if you haven't already. And just for a reference real quick too, because I don't think I've shown the campsite in this video. Yeah. Just a couple neighbors back over there, but everyone's far enough away that we can't really hear anything, so have our own little spot. And then right over there is where I cooked tonight. Right down there is where I cooked last night, so yeah, we are big chilling. That is such a crazy view to be laying here looking at while dozing off. This breeze feels so good too. It's probably like mid 60s right now, something like that. But it'll probably get down to like high 40s, low 50s, something like that. Maybe low 40s. I don't know. But it's feeling good, and I am ready for another good night's sleep, because last night, Maddie and I, we both slept like champs. Now, could have been because we were running on like 2 to 3-ish hours of sleep combined, and drove 17 hours, did a 4-mile hike, and we also worked right before doing all that driving. So pretty worn out, but our serotonin was boosted and we were excited to get out here. But it's about 7:30-ish right now, and we are both feeling pretty exhausted, and I'm thinking within the next 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour tops, we are both going to be out. I think we've decided to get up at around 3:15, 3:30-ish, and try to head out by around 4:15, 4:30. So we'll see you on the morning.
It is currently about 3:40 a.m. and just over 50 degrees. It is feeling amazing out right now, and I slept so good. Maddy and I are going to lay here another 5 or so minutes, then I'm going to get up, get everything unloaded from the tent down to the car, get the tent packed down, and we're going to head out to the hike that we plan on doing today. It's about 7 miles if all trails correct, and it is a super exciting one. There's something very, very extra special about this. We'll get more details on that in a bit. See you on a sec. Sorry. Man, that was a good stretch. Trying to be quiet because we do have some camping neighbors, so gonna get the tent packed down and we will see y'all in the car. All right, we've got everything unloaded. Rooftop tent is packed down. On to the next adventure. Let's get it. Ooh. On we go. Oh, probably should put the parking brake off. Now on we go. I should have just gone faster. I went too slow going up it.
Maddy and I have not adjusted the time there because we're only going to be here for a few days, so not really any point in adjusting it when it's adjusted on our phones and everything. Currently, it is about 4:15 a.m. and as y'all can see, we are headed out to the next adventure. And what we have in store for today is the West Fork of Oak Creek Trail. I think number like 108 or something. Don't really know what that means, but it is about a 7-mile trail. And one of the cool things about it is it kind of mimics the Narrows in Zion, and you walk through a little canyon of water from what we've seen. Also, real quick, our neighbor that had came up that ended up being right next to us, don't really know what she was going on about during the night. She was kind of on one and pretty unhappy about something. I think she was the only one in the car from what we had seen, and I don't really know that she was on the phone or anything, so not really sure what was going on there. But yeah, we cooking, ladies and gents. I just want to throw that in there, and yeah, we good. So a little bit of change of plans. Maddy and I didn't realize that the parking lot over for the West Fork of Oak Creek Trail doesn't actually open until 8 a.m. at least from what we saw. Gates were closed and everything. There was no other parking by it, so we are going to go on, see if we can find another hike and knock out one that we were going to do tomorrow morning. Got about a 30-minute drive, but got some beautiful forest that we're driving through, and yeah, we're just enjoying life right now. So we will see you on a bit with an update. So we are getting very close to the parking lot. Not really sure if we're going to find any, but fingers crossed for it. This looks like our road. Well, that's a good sign at least. Well, we got one car behind us.
Is this where all trails taking?
Yep. We are gonna go this way and walk that. It did say you have to walk down the path a little bit, but it does look like people are starting to get this way. Yeah, hopefully we can get down there and get a picture before it gets too crowded, because people are already starting to show up, and it is 5:30 currently. So I'm not gonna spend too much time getting everything unloaded and getting everything ready to get out. Just gonna do it and see you on the trailhead. Catch you on a bit.
There's Robin down there.
Oh, that hurt. Oh, I'm sure y'all could hear that on here. Oh. I mean, yeah, you can drive, but we're about to show you why we didn't. Yeah, so you have to come over these. I mean, we probably could have made it, but we came here to hike and just got new tires put on my car, and I really would like to keep the bottom intact, not blow out an axle or pop a tire. So yeah, needless to say, Maddy and I, we have made it to the Devil's Garden Trailhead. The parking is right back there. I'm considering this a trailhead because that's what All Trails does. It does not say drive down here. It considers that the parking.
It says an OHV trail too.
Yeah, it did say OHV, but we got some great views. But it is just after 5:30 a.m. Probably around like 45, 50-ish degrees, maybe like low 50s. But the trail is around 4 miles, I think, in and out. So you got 2 miles in, 2 miles out, and it looks like we have some pretty amazing views. And I'm assuming we're gonna have some elevation gain maybe, but I don't know.
It literally says just on the road.
Oh, does it?
Be on the road.
Oh. So are we hiking this most of the time, or? Yeah? Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, so I guess this is what we're hiking most of the time, but oh my Lord, yeah. Yeah, I would not have wanted to do this in the car. But anyways, we're gonna continue on and we will keep y'all updated as we get a little bit further down the trail. More power to you if you want to drive this, but It has been this the entire way. I mean, a lot of the rock's sturdy, but here's pretty big chunk rock, and most of the time there's not spaces like this to go around, and even when you can, there's still big rocks in the ground and loose rocks hanging around. So yeah, we haven't gone too far yet though, a little under 0.4 miles, but we have came up to a little hilltop and we are blessed with these stellar views. So gonna continue on and we will see y'all down on the trail.
Oh, this is gonna be fun to come back up.
It's gonna be like walking back out of the goat trail.
Yeah, that's literally what I was thinking.
See, I told you we speak telepathically. Oh, it's so pretty out here. I know the Devil's Bridge is the main attraction down here, but as you can see behind me, we've got some stellar rock formations over here, and then turn around and we still have some more amazing views over here. This trail is constantly producing some immaculate views, so just trying to show it off and give you guys a sense of what we're seeing. Maddy and I came up to this little area here. Have a sign right there, another sign there, a couple more signs over here, one saying that the Devil's Bridge is this way. So that is what we're heading for. Also, if you do want to drive your car down here, we are 1 mile in currently, and a little parking lot down here for champs like this Jeep right here. Yeah, I personally would not recommend it. Maddy doesn't recommend either, but hey, it was only 1 mile, and if you've got some freak of nature like that, more power to you. But I guess this is the actual trailhead. So I'm gonna continue on, should have about a mile left. And we are heading back into these beautiful rock formations. We haven't gone too much further, but I did want to stop right here and say, I think I've said it before, but all those white rock formations kind of at the top that are a little like narrow and have like, I don't know how to describe it, but there's like each little individual pillars almost all attached to one rock. Reminds me a lot of Canyonlands and like Arches area. Definitely very pretty, but this is intensified and on a whole new level.
The rocks are rusty because they have iron in them. That's why they're red.
Is it?
Yep.
Huh.
I heard another guy, another tourist dude.
He was saying that?
Well, that
Oh.
at the very top of some of the smaller mountains like Mount Wilson,
Uh-huh.
there's a strip of black rock, and that is what's left over from when the volcano in Flagstaff erupted.
Damn.
And so it's volcanic rock.
That's crazy.
And the rest of the system.
This is so pretty. Good grief. Once again, I absolutely love how the trails here go from being covered to full exposure and open to where you can see all the views and everything. Back to covered, back to full exposure. Anyways, I'm kind of geeking once again. Happy little trail nerd here. We'll get y'all with the update once we get on a little bit further. We have now got to some chunk rock, and it's been a little bit of an uphill battle, but hey, we've still got some views, and I don't know if y'all can see, but right over there is a first little look at the actual Devil's Bridge. So got to go up and kind of wrap around. I think we have about a quarter mile left, but goodness gracious, that is freaking crazy. Yeah, I'm hyped. We got to walk this way and around. That's gonna be a yeah, that's gonna be a Maddy said a beach. Anyways, I'm assuming we have to walk somewhere around over her and up along a cliff line or something to get over there, or some steps, I guess. But we will see y'all once we figure out where we're going.
Good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Great, how are you?
Doing good. So it looks like, did you see there's a little overlooker right there as well that people are going out on. That little path on the other side of Maddy just goes up to that little overlook in the background over there. And we have this little trek up and around to get over to the destination over there. Looks like we got a nice little final steep push up through her. Shouldn't be too much longer. All right, looking like we've got one final push. That actually wasn't quite as bad as what I thought getting up that. Oh, but wait. Good grief. through and through already, this has been such a pretty trail, and even if the Devil's Bridge wasn't down here, I would still recommend this to anyone, just because the views all the way down here have been completely stellar the whole way. But we should be just about there. Oh yeah, we gotta go up that. Yeah, it should just circle around here. Oh, man. Yeah, one last final push.
To the incline.
Yeah, right. Definitely gives flashbacks to the incline. Holy smokes.
Maybe it is over there.
It's so pretty. Oh yes, I think the bridge is actually right over there, but we have to take a second and admire this.
What's all trail say?
I think we go up, I mean we have to go up there and walk around. Yeah, I think we got to go up this way and squiggle on, go along that cliff line, and should be right over there. So let's get to it. She's gonna see it anyways. Holy crap. I'm gonna wait till we get right up here to show the views, but good grief. Oh my gosh. That's fine, that wasn't bad. All right, we aren't quite at the Devil's Bridge yet, but have to take a quick second, hop over here, and just admire this. That's so ridiculous, so freaking pretty. Completely takes your breath away, and I once again am left speechless and don't even have any words to describe that. But on we go, and we should be just a minute or so away from the actual Devil's Bridge. So see y'all over there.
How's it going?
Man, this is so pretty, but as y'all can see, there is just a little bit of a line, so we're gonna go ahead and hop in there and try to get a picture over on that. That is crazy. Good grief.
Put your hands up.
I'm gonna walk over a little bit. I don't know if y'all can see in the video, but it's kind of tilted this way a little bit too on the base. Top looks flat, but it is a little trippy looking from this way. Kind of get in line and get some pictures. Alright, so Maddie is walking out right now, gonna grab some pictures, and then gonna swap and I'm gonna head out there.
And the light's gonna be good.
Okay, you're good. Okay, Maddie is gonna come over real quick actually and get a couple pictures with me, but we're gonna go down there and get a few solo ones first. And look at this, we are walking right out. Ooh, good grief, man. All right, one more last little look. Got a few pictures, but got to get out of here because there is a line and want to be respectful and not hold up traffic too much. But good grief, that is a drop. But definitely got a big ledge walking out on. It is not that sketchy. So yeah.
Oh, this is a good camera.
Be careful saying that over there. And then turn towards the sun. It's better than the iPhone. More. Thank you.
The views surrounding this are just absolutely incredible.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now turn a little bit so boys face.
Yeah, I could definitely put up a hammock and hang out here all day or just sit around on the rocks. It is so peaceful, and we've got a nice little breeze coming through. As you can see, completely shaded as well. So yeah, gonna hang out here for a bit and relax and see y'all once we figure out what we're doing after. So yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you guys. You're welcome.
All right, so there's this little spot right over here. Pathway to walk out to the Devil's Bridge is right there, but you can also kind of sit up here, hang out, and also get right here and get some crazy pictures. But if you get over there, you can get those mountains in the background and the actual bridge. So show you the difference in views right quick. So you've got here like that, or you can get right here and kind of get everything. So yeah, both stellar angles. I would recommend doing a little bit of both. That's what we did. But sun is starting to come up now. We're gonna head out and try to head over and do the West Fork of Oak Creek Trail now that it should be open by the time we get over there. Also gonna grab a little brekkie because our stomachs are empty right now. So yeah, gonna enjoy these views on the way out.
It's kind of scary going down.
Man, it is so pretty.
Yeah, we're going down on the butt here.
Sorry. I'm gonna go down right here. It seemed a little bit.
Hey, got other people that are doing their butt. I don't think you do.
Oh no, that's definitely the way to go a lot of the times, for sure. Didn't really show any of that on the way up, so had to get it coming down. But ooh, once you do get down here, you've still got such a crazy view as I showed on the way up.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
On we go. Now that is what I want to come back and do sometime. That, along with some mountain biking and definitely a lot more hiking, because Maddy and I have not even scratched the surface here. I do feel like we have got a good grasp of what Sedona has to offer, and we are loving it so far. But views definitely aren't quite as good going back this way because you're just kind of walking back up into this, but it's still very pretty. And if you turn around, you have this stuff still. So like, we still cooking, ladies and gents. But anyways, on we go. All right, so I stand corrected, and you do have this view as you're walking back, so that is a plus. But this is the car we saw bottom out coming in, so I'm sure we're about to hear them. They parked right here, this little parking, probably about, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile into the trail. But definitely do not want to take a vehicle back here unless you have high clearance and four-wheel drive. That's the thing, I could have drove, but I feel like driving would have been slower, honestly. I'm just gonna stay on the high ground, and if we walk around them, then we just walk around them, yeah. Yeah, so as y'all could see, if you don't have a car that is meant for this type of stuff, then you'll definitely be going slower than walking speed. So it's definitely good to just park at the... So it's definitely good to just park at the first parking area that you come to. It's all concrete, and then start walking from there. And you saw I about did bust my ass right there, but hey, we still cook, and we were just walking up on a spot where you don't usually walk because, like I said, we are walking faster than the car going behind us, and I do feel pretty confident that we are going to remain that way because it does not ease up coming through any of this stuff. It's just solid jankiness the whole way. I'm not joking, people. I'm sure the video is not gonna do it too much justice on how rough this road is. I mean, you can obviously see all the rocks and stuff, but we are very much so outpacing that car. I mean, they might catch up to us here, but they're a good ways behind us still. Like, you can't even see them coming around that turn yet. So yeah, I would definitely recommend parking at the main parking. It is just right up there. You can see that person right up in the distance. You got maybe like 20 more feet in front of him, and we do hit the pavement, so yeah, almost back. All right, I'm just gonna say this little final push before the parking lot. It might not look like much on the GoPro, but yeah, when even some Jeeps are parking, that's gonna be rough. Okay, so yeah, that's not even the main parking, actually. I stand corrected. That is one little area that you can come down to and park at, but we have maybe like a quarter mile or so till we get back to the main parking. I forgot. There's this one right here. We're back there stuck on that sliding, so yeah, they'll probably catch up to us right here, but up to this point we have outpaced them for the last like quarter to a half mile. So okay, so I stand corrected. I was just talking right there by that Jeep, and the parking lot's right here. So yeah, you don't get much by going into that little spot right there besides possibly popping a tire and also knocking your car out of alignment. And once again, the final little thing coming out of here, that is not going to be fun coming back over. Would not want to be doing it in my car. And as we expected, you can see the parking lot is completely packed. Oh, so I guess the parking lot actually closes at 8:30, and then from then on you have to shuttle. So yeah, early birds for the win again. Ooh, that is why we chose to park at the main parking lot. This road is very skinny getting out of here, and there's not much room for multiple cars. Luckily there was a pull over there and those people let us by, but we've been kind of having to hop over into the dirt and get by people. We go left here, yeah?
I don't know. I think so.
Ended up being right at 4.5 miles, a little over 500 feet elevation gain, and took us just under 2 hours. And we did hang out at the Devil's Bridge for probably like 45 minutes or so. Took like no time getting out. We were going pretty good. Anyways, now we've got about a 30-minute drive to our next adventure. Gonna be a fun hike. Oh, that's a big step. Alrighty, we are parked up. Off we go. It is currently 8:45, and we probably have maybe like an 1/8 of a mile to the trailhead, but we have some beautiful views along the way. Nice little path here and beautiful little creek down there. I'm assuming that's Oak Creek and what we'll be walking through in just a bit. The trail is a little over 6.5 miles, I think, somewhere around there, supposedly on all trails, but I don't really know how much of the hike is actually through water and whatnot. Hard not to enjoy just whatever trail you're on when this seems to be the typical scenery that you're surrounded with. Sure, I'm going to be shedding the hoodie soon, but we are going to be in the middle of a canyon, and once the shade starts hitting you, it kind of drops like 10-15 degrees, it feels like, versus when the sun's out. But anywho, I am just babbling now, so we will see you out the trailhead. Maddie and I have just got through the main gates back there for the parking entrance. Parking is completely filled up. It is typically $13, I believe, to park here, or if you find a little pull-off like we did and walk through, make sure to bring your wallet because it is $3 a person. We kind of thought about it about halfway to the gate entrance that you might need a wallet because probably do have to pay to get in, so had to run back and get it, and yeah, here we are. All right, so there we are. We parked somewhere right about up here, but as you can see, we're about to hike all the way along through here and through the canyon. So yeah, let's get it. Maddie and I are both beyond hyped for this. Oh my gosh, it is such a perfect day out too. Man, we could not have picked a better few days to come spend in Sedona. It's so majestic. The birds are chirping. It's so green out. And right up here is where it looks like it turns to dirt. So we are cooking now. Yes, sir.
I'm cooking. I haven't got anything to talk about.
Yeah, I imagine it is pretty warm in that thing right now. After running back to the car and then back to where we were on the way to the parking, I definitely had to take my jacket off because I was getting warm. Man, this is looking pretty. All right, West Fork Trail, 3.3 miles one way, in and out. Maintained trails end after 13 stream crossings at Narrow Canyon Pool. Rock Canyon baskets mark the trail. No camping or campfires within 6 miles of this point in West Fork Canyon. Yeah, so I guess that says that we have 13 little stream crossings that we're gonna go on. Maddie and I both have our hiking boots on with some wool socks, and we're just gonna send it in it because this is the last hike that we are doing, well, at least we're planning to do in Sedona while we're here.
Vortex for the win.
Yeah, I also don't know how deep it's gonna be, so it might not even come over our... Golly, this is crazy. There's no telling how tall that rock structure is right there. It definitely,
Big roof right there.
it definitely is. I would love to do some multi-pitching on that stuff. First little creek crossing we've came up to here. We think we can get across without getting our feet wet, actually. We have successfully made it through. I'll wait. Yeah! We have successfully made it through the first creek crossing without getting our feet wet, so let's continue on with that. Man, that's so crazy. These trees are getting very large back here too. That one's looking kind of wonky, like something out of a Dr. Seuss movie or something. This is awesome. Main trail's right there, but you can't take a little detour over here, so let's go see what this is about. Dang. This is so pretty. All right, let's get back to the trail and keep on going. It looks like we have came up to our next little creek crossing, and if they're all like this, then I don't think it's gonna be too bad, because for one, it is not that deep in general, and for two, there are rocks you can kind of hop along if you would rather just not step in the water. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Yeah, we've definitely got to find a way that we can start bringing our doggos on these trips, because they would absolutely go crazy in these places. So you want to go down there? Well, it looks like there is a little detour going off over here, so we're gonna see what all this trail has to offer and send it our last day in Sedona. Yeah? I wonder how the water feels actually. Oh, might honestly have to whip out the Life Straw and take a few drinks of some nice cool water, but I haven't used it in just a little bit, so I think it still should be good to go, but good grief. That is beautiful. So there's a quick little detour right here off to the right, and got Big Papa right there. Now that is a very large tree. That is so crazy. All right, we have came up to creek crossing number 3, and looks like you can walk down that way a little bit too, so we might venture off there on the way back, but looks like there is going to be another creek crossing that we can venture across without getting our feet wet. Another creek crossing without getting our feet actually wet, so on we go. This is not at all what either of us expected Arizona to be like. Would 10 out of 10 recommend to anyone thinking of planning a trip here, and if you're not thinking of planning a trip, 10 out of 10 would recommend it. Freaking insane. We have definitely already talked about planning a trip back. Nothing's set in stone, of course, because we do have some other things that we would like to do, but we do know that this gorgeous area is a place that we would like to come and spend a lot more time back at. Yeah?
Yeah.
There was a little detour literally right there, like 30-40 feet off the trail, and we couldn't help but stop and grab a couple pictures, but we are gonna get back onto the trail in just a sec. Good grief. We are all about the little detours and taking advantage of every single trail that we do. Gotta make the most of it. You're already here. Why not take advantage? Yeah. All right, creek crossing number 4, and it looks like another one that we are not gonna have to get our feet wet at, but hang on. I gotta get a quick little yeah, Maddy is scaling this stuff. Oh, Jesus. I'm good. Don't mind me. Yeah. Good grief, this is so pretty. I always love hiking out around like creeks and stuff too. Also, the way that we timed it, there shouldn't really be a whole lot of people behind us, and everyone else that's parked up should be in front of us. So not too crowded, haven't really passed any people for the most part, and can't really hear anyone out and about right now. Ready? Gotta love it. Just us and the sounds of nature. Bird was on cue there. Hope y'all could hear that. You got the creek in the background. Oh yeah, we are just loving this. I'm just still blown away by how pretty this place is and how different the landscape changes just all over, from like Flagstaff to the Cottonwood area. Even just within Sedona, because we have been here several days, done a lot of driving and several hikes, and we have not experienced any trails like this. Like, these are definitely the biggest trees that I've seen in Sedona. This mother trucker is big. And Big Daddy earlier that I shown y'all, he was fat too. Gosh, like the rock faces too, it's just all unbelievable. Yeah, we may or may not have to move here one day if all the stars align and everything works out, because this place is just crazy and we're both loving it. All right, I know I'm babbling though, so on we go, and we'll catch you on a bit. Man, would that be fun to climb. Good night, the exposure that thing would have. But on we go on this. See a little trail sign going up into the woods, so let's get over to the real quick, just take a second and admire that beauty. Whew. Also, that one right there. On we go. This trail definitely has a lot of my favorite styles of hiking mixed into one. It's got a fairly skinny trail. It has shrubbery and greenery and trees all around, also very tall trees, and you're surrounded by big rocks with a creek in the background. Literally, what more can you ask for in a hike? Also, the weather is feeling mighty fine out right now. It's like high 60s, low 70s, and the sun is coming from a direction that we are pretty shaded right now, so we are loving it extra. I guess it's not really the direction of the sun, it's just the height of the trees. It's just blocking it. So yeah, we're loving life. Ooh. Yeah, as long as I don't unalive myself, but gosh. We have crossed 4 creeks so far. We are now at the 5th, and it looks like another one that we are going to be able to avoid getting our feet wet on, especially. We go. That is a little shaky, but it looks like it is here for a reason, I would assume. Yeah. All right. Option A, option B. Don't know that I would be taking.
You're the first one to take the log.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Once I started walking, it started shaking and stuff,
Like,
but I was already committed. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks.
Those little knobs, I would have tripped on them.
Yeah, that it started shaking too, and I didn't even realize there was a log under it before I started going. But hey, we made it. Don't know that I recommend that one. I think I would just continue through the creek, but it is looking wild, whatever that is. Anywho, we've crossed 5 creeks, I believe, have 8 more to go, so I'm gonna continue on this beautiful hike. This is crazy. Good grief. This does not even feel real at all. Holy.
That's a pine tree.
All right, we have not gone too far from creek crossing number 5, and we are at number 6 now. So it is looking like another very shallow one, but could potentially be slick. If it was in Arkansas, it would definitely be slick. Good grief though. These are all so pretty. The rocks surrounding it too are just all changing up.
I'm just about to have to get my feet
No, you're
wet.
good. Just step over right through here. Yeah. Okay, there's another path over there. Maybe we should have taken that option, but hey, Gore-Tex for the win. So on we go. 6 creek crossings down, 7 more to go. Yeah.
Well, my feet are heavy now.
Whew. So crazy. Hey, how's it going? All right, well, it looks like we've made it to crossing number 7, and once again, we have some wild views. The rocks over there, I don't know if y'all can tell very good in the video, but those are some of the craziest looking rocks that we've seen. It's more of those Canyonland looking rocks that I was talking about in one of the previous videos when we had hiked the Devil's Bridge Trail, but just gonna skedaddle on through her. I think right here is the way to go. You can walk down right there, Maddie, where you're at, like straight. There's some little steps right here.
Save the phone.
Yeah. On we go. Looks like creek crossing number 7 is going to be another that we do not get our feet wet in. So we did just stop and take a couple pictures with those big rocks in the background, this stuff over here, and that nice view of the little canyon area in the back. So on we go, creek crossing number 7. This one I will say is a little bit more slick, so definitely have to watch the step because we are not trying to fall and bust our butts. Yeah, we definitely have a lot of experience in doing that. Taking it slowly, trying to get across and continue on without getting wet. I don't know if I said it earlier, one of the earlier creek crossings I was just being dumb and stepped in a deeper spot of water and it kind of came up over my boot, but
I just splashed myself in mine.
luckily I do have on wool socks though, so my feet are still completely dry and I'm not feeling any of that. But I'm just babbling now and we have these amazing views to look at, so let's continue on trekking.
But I can't navigate without.
It's so pretty. I do believe this is the last hike that we're doing on the trip, and it is definitely a good one to end it on. Like, look at this. And I will say it once again, Sedona continues to blow our minds, and it has completely and utterly captivated both of us. So yeah, on we go. Oh, that's so pretty. And it looks like we've also came up to creek crossing number 8 right over there, so switch hands so we can snap. May or may not have to go back up in there for some pictures on the way back, but creek crossing number 8 looks like we are going to be able to avoid getting our feet wet on it again too. Uh-oh, as long as we don't fall. Good to go. Oh dear. Alright, now we're good to go. So we made it through the 8th creek crossing once again. Made it through without getting our feet wet. And on we go. Ooh, these views continue to blow us away. I'm just blown away by all the massive rock. Like, I mean, I knew there was a lot of rock climbing and stuff around here and whatnot. But in all honesty, I hadn't really seen too many pictures and videos of the area in general, just some of the hikes. Just like the main overlooks and stuff. And I think this is equally as beautiful and stunning. So crazy. Yeah, I could definitely live out in the area, and Maddy has agreed multiple times. Yeah. These rock formations keep leaving me speechless and making me lose my train of thought. But as you can see, we have came up to another creek crossing once again. Stellar views and very, very beautiful. Man. I believe this is creek crossing number 9, and that means we have 4 more to go. Once again, gonna be able to do this without getting our feet wet, but I have to stay here and admire the beauty for just a second. Man, I just can't get over this, Maddie. Yeah. Yeah. Hit that and then to sat over. That's brutal. I'm very glad that wasn't slick because I would have busted my butt. Well, technically I would have busted my face, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. What the heck? Like I said, this trail literally has almost everything I want into a hike all in one. Really can't think of anything else that I would want, to be honest. I mean, by checking all the boxes and stuff, it's literally the perfect hike, I would say. Yeah. Maddy has said that it's been her favorite hike we have done so far, and I'm not so sure that it's not mine too. Like, all the other views and stuff that we've done have been crazy, but oh God, that is insane. Like, I can't even describe this. This is, it's just so crazy. Like, look at that right there. Good grief, got to get a quick little. This hike truly has it all. And if you only have one hike to do in Sedona, I would honestly probably recommend this one just from what we've done so far. I think we've gone probably about 3 miles in total or so, might have like a mile left or so till we get to the end of it, but yeah, we're just going to continue on going and enjoying these spectacular views because they are, once again, all over the place in every single direction. Yeah, this definitely has to be my favorite all-around hike here so far. Such a crazy one to end on. We couldn't have picked a better one to do at the last. Alrighty, and we have came up to the next creek crossing, number 10. It is right over there, but look at this, or what we've got here right in front of us looking up. And also, back behind us, let's go over her, step out to the water, try not to fall. Yeah, that is definitely beautiful. Curious as to how tall those rocks are. He's at Black Canyon of the Gunnison. It was probably dang near that we were on top of at that one lookout, yeah? I don't even know. It's hard to compare looking from top to bottom. You've got it. You guys step on multiple at a time. Huh? Yeah, this is definitely putting a toll on the knees. I mean, not to mention that this is like our 20th-ish mile of hiking in the past couple of days, but yeah, worth it always. Dang, those big boulders across the creek, so pretty. That makes 10 creek crossings that we've done. Should have 3 more to go. Stellar views all around still. So we're gonna continue on and see y'all at the next one. Brothers and sisters, I just gave an update, but I had to hop back on here because this is truly breathtaking. So pretty. We have made it to creek crossing number 11. And I'm thinking it's going to be a common theme that you aren't really going to have to get your feet wet if you don't want to. And they're all going to be beautiful. Good night. This is crazy. The birds chirping in the background just add all that much more enchantment. But yeah, in all honesty, a lot of these you could probably get across in tennis shoes. I mean, there was several that you couldn't, but with Gore-Tex hiking boots, you're gonna be kosher. But yeah, anyways, on we go. Should have 2 more creek crossings. Now that we're down in this and blocked by the sun, it's dropped like 5 or so degrees, it feels like. Some towering rock structures in the back. Massive trees. Alrighty, creek crossing number 12, I believe, right here. And it doesn't look like there's much going on. So, once again, gonna be able to cross without getting our feet wet. And we've got some crazy views behind us. To the side of us. To the other side of us. And as always, directly in front too. Good night. This water's so clear too. Reminds me of some of the little rivers in Arkansas. For sure, that is just crystal clear. Dang, I can feel the coldness through my boots. Gosh. That is cold. Well. Yeah, it did get grief. I believe that marks creek crossing number 12, either 11 or 12, one or the other, but should only have 1 or 2 left, and we are still loving life, enjoying these trails. So gonna continue on, and we will see y'all with the update in just a bit. All right, update is coming sooner than later because see, Maddy's right there in front of us, but yeah, this just does not even look real. I'm sure the camera's not going to do it justice, but I'm sure it is going to look more than beautiful on there still. Dang, it's crazy how tiny standing next to these huge rock structures make you feel. I'm not exactly sure how tall that stuff is behind us, but that's crazy. Should only have 1 or 2 more crossings, so yeah, let's see what else this trail has to offer. I'm not sure if this counts or not, but I mean, there's something there. But, oh wait, no, we don't cross right here, never mind. Hey, it is super pretty though. I thought so too, but now we keep going up there. Alrighty, on we go this way. Alrighty, so we have came to the last little creek crossing. It looks like we will go right over through her. Just make sure it's not slick. I can go. No, it doesn't seem bad. It is so pretty. Good grief. Unless we have lost count, that may or may not have been the last creek crossing, but got a little bit left of the trail, so on we go. All right, so Maddy and I have found the 500 feet of elevation gain. Now, but in all seriousness, we did not sign up for this, so. And I say it like we didn't just hike around 5 or so miles this morning. 4, maybe 4.
Like all uphill.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of. We are loving these views still. Up a little ways from the creek right now, so curious where this is going to take us. Guess we'll find out in a sec. Oh, Maddy and I have just about finished the trail. We've got one final little push down this stuff, and I believe somewhere down here the canyon walls might come together, but I believe we might have a view now. The trees are blocking it off. I'll get it in a second on the way out. It's like a huge knob looking thing back up in there, like a big old rock formation, but let's get back over her. We did miscount by 1 creek, and there's 1 more crossing right up here for the 13th one. So gonna go up there, see that, and get turned around. But once again, views are still spectacular, as they have been this whole trip constantly. Right, we have made it to the end of the trail, and so we're just gonna send it come up through because, like I said, this is our last hike that we're doing, and you don't really feel like carrying the hiking shoes through all this, but you can't really pass up hiking through this when you're allowed to. Trail came in right back through there, and we're going to continue on this way because this is absolutely insane. So I don't know if my GoPro overheated or something, but using the phone to record now. Loving it.
Loving it.
Gotta continue on this way a little bit and see what else this trail has in store. Now you can continue on a little bit more, so that's what we're gonna do. Oh, that is so cool. Oh my gosh. This is so pretty. Good grief. This is wild. Alright, so Maddie and I have made it to the end of the little tunnels right here with the water, and I think this is where we're gonna call it good for the trail and start our way back. I think my all trails says gone right at 6 miles, but have done a little of the extra detours, taking our time, and we also did not park at the main trailhead. Had to park at a little free parking on the side of the road, but hey, we cooking. Right down there behind Maddie is where we turned around from, and had this nice little walk back through here, and a little bit more to go up there. I think you can see people kind of back there on the bank, and gotta get over there and then get back to the trailhead and get y'all with an update once we get back to the car. See y'all in probably a couple hours. All right, one more quick update before we do get back to the car, because I didn't show y'all and I totally forgot. But that big rock structure right there is what I was talking about earlier. Looks like it could fall at any moment, but it is beautiful. It looks like a dinosaur head or something just chilling up there. Anyways, we are trudging on back, have several miles to go, and it is all beautiful hiking, so we're definitely going to enjoy it. And that water was definitely very refreshing as well, but look at that. All right, gonna continue on, and we will see y'all back at the car. Maddie and I have made it back to the car. We have got changed up, and we're about to head out. Hey, how's it going, everyone? As you can see, it is still dark out, so that clock, it is not meaning 3:48 p.m. We are talking 3:48 a.m. And Maddie and I are posted up at the hotel room last night, stayed in Flagstaff, Arizona, and have a very fun one today. We have this hotel again tonight, so what we're gonna be doing today is heading over to the Grand Canyon National Park. And I don't exactly know which part of Arizona that's in, but I do know it is about an hour and a half north of here, so we will see you on the car, on the road. All right, so they got these little stations if you get here before they get to the pay station, but got our America's Beautiful pass, doesn't expire until August. Such a good $80 well spent. And actually, we didn't even spend $80 because we had a $20 REI discount, so we got it for $60, baby. Let's go. Maddie and I have officially entered the Grand Canyon National Park, and this will be our 7th national park to visit together. It is looking very pretty in here. This is definitely not what I expected. Arizona continues to blow my mind once again. I told Maddie that I figured it would be desert country when we got over here, and I was pretty confident about it being kind of desert country because all the pictures I've seen of the Grand Canyon look like kind of desert country, but not at all what this is. I think we're gonna go over to one of the more popular points for the sunrise. It's called Mather Point, and get our first view from there, and then go along and see some viewpoints along the south side. And that's another thing, we're on the south rim of the Grand Canyon, so yeah, I think the north rim's closed, Maddie said. Didn't know that it did that, but yeah, little fun fact for you if you didn't know. I'm just gonna skirtle over her. Yeah. Perfect. I had to run back to the car to grab the GoPro real quick, and don't want to charge me, but all right, that was pretty cool. But gonna leave Buddy alone, let him eat, and get back to Maddie up here. Got about half a mile walk, I think, to Mather Point, so gotta get going. I met back up with Maddie, got my copy back and secured, and Mather Point overlook. A little bit more forward this way. And I'll say once again, this is not at all what I expected from the Grand Canyon, having this much greenery and foliage around. Like Maddie said, 100% reminds us of Mesa Verde National Park over in Colorado. So beautiful. Oh my gosh. Just got the first real look at the Grand Canyon. Not gonna spoil it for y'all just yet until we get up to the actual view. First quick look up here. Got Maddy over here about to snap a few pics from up here, and then headed down there to actual Mather Point. You can't even see the bottom from right here. That's crazy. Gonna get out to Mather Point and see what all we can see from out there. This is freaking wild. Yeah, you want to go over there to that point? Maddy and I have made it over to this other overlook, and yeah, these views are crazy. That sunrise, good grief. That point over there is where we were at just a second ago. Walked around over her, came down that, and yeah. Alrighty, on we go. Quick update. Maddy and I ended up just kind of walking from Mather Point and found a little trail going along the side, and I'm gonna step back, but yeah, we've got this little overlook to ourselves that we have found, and figured I'd share it with you all. Good night. And then we can come over here, skadurdle durdle. As I have said several other times this trip, this is absolutely insane. Once again, Arizona continues to completely blow our minds. There are really no words that can describe how pretty this is and just how big and open that canyon looks. Like, we've been to Canyonlands, Black Canyon in Gunnison, a few other places that have really big and open canyons, and still nothing at all compares to this. This is just crazy. And the sunrise, the way that the sun was coming through the clouds, I would definitely prefer it that way versus just completely no clouds, because the way that it was shining through just looked absolutely insane and not even real. But anyways, gonna continue walking on this nice little path, and we got some views. Oh, and quick update, Maddy actually just said this is considered part of the rim trail, so hey, we hiked a little bit of it. 1,000 likes and we'll come back and backpack it all. Yeah, that's way out there, so I've never got even close to that. So if it is that, hey, we cooking. But we will see you on a bit once we find some more views. All right, I said I would update y'all when I found a view, and we found a view, ladies and gents. Absolutely insane. But had to go down a little bit to get there. Maddy's up there, she wasn't feeling coming down here. Really didn't want me coming down here, but hey, you can't pass up an Assassin's Creed moment when an Assassin's Creed moment is presented. So yeah. Also, I don't know if y'all can see, but way down there's some people out in a car. Same with right over there. That is actually the way that it came down right through there. So I think I'm gonna go do a little dihedral climbing back up. Yeah, as always, for the people. So one more quick little update. Maddy and I are heading back to the car, and got another little buddy right here, just chilling, grabbing a quick little bite to eat. quick little detour, but had to because there's another little buddy chilling right here, just grabbing all I can. I don't know what's so special about the grass under the bush right there, but it's got to be something special because he got all this over here, yet he is going to town. So pretty though. Anyways, Maddie and I are gonna head back to the car, continue on driving, and see what other viewpoints we can see, because this is just the first of the, I'm sure, many stops we're gonna make on this little Grand Canyon journey. So yeah, see you on a bit. On we go. Also, if you're wondering, I did change. I had some sweats on and had some shorts under them. Sun's starting to come out and it's warming up, so shedded the sweats and now we're rocking shorts. But Maddie and I are gonna continue on. This is so pretty. This is not at all what I expected at the Grand Canyon. Not at all. I'm just gonna take a quick little pull off because we are gonna take advantage of all of these little pull off vista points. Let's get out and see it. Good grief. And Maddie and I, like we said, did not sign up for a hike today, but luckily, we have found a thing that is called the Desert View Drive. Apparently it's like 20-ish miles long, and we're going to something called the Desert View Viewpoint. But just like we always do, we are gonna take all the stops and get the full effect of the Grand Canyon. This is just crazy. That's insane. Also, there are a ton of elk out here, like a ton. I didn't expect there to be, I didn't expect there to be any elk at all, but we are seeing them by the hordes just all over the place. Oh man, yeah, someone's way down on that little viewpoint out there too. That would be sick. Sure, it takes some sick, gnarly vehicle to get down there though, and some very high clearance. And Maddie and I have over 1,000 miles to drive back home, so not looking to mess up the car. Not looking to do that anyways, but we will see y'all at the next little viewpoint. Past this little turnoff, but we're whipping it in, and not gonna give it to y'all yet. See y'all in a sec. Good grief, I don't know how you couldn't stop and just take full advantage of all this, because it's different views every time.
I wonder what that.
Yeah, I don't know, I was looking at that. That's crazy, and they're literally just like, you see how close it is. All right, see y'all at the next. And we have made it to the next overlook, and they continue to be quite amazing. But once again, we will see y'all at the next. This is just crazy. Can't even see the bottom of it, like, at all, anywhere. So we just made a quick little detour, not too sure how far it is down here, but it did say the Grand View Viewpoint is over here somewhere, so I'm gonna go this way. Maddie and I were talking and saying it looked like a place where a bear could be, and apparently they do have bear here. It's just a rare sighting, and there are talks of introducing grizzly, so yeah, that is interesting. I don't know what I would do if I saw a bear.
Grizzly bear?
Yeah, a bear alone, but a grizzly bear, that would be nuts to see at the Grand Canyon. I about shit myself when I saw the elk alone, as y'all could see earlier. And there is a reason it is called the Grand View Viewpoint. Oh crap, yeah. Way back there in the distance, you can see the river way back over there. Alrighty, on we go. This drive is a view in and of itself. It's absolutely breathtaking scenery. Like a 20 or so mile drive, just this beautiful type stuff, and then all of a sudden an overlook will come available and you'll be at a wide open view of the Grand Canyon. We are absolutely loving this, and it is blowing every single expectation that we have had of the place, because all the pictures you see are of the actual canyon, not of the wooded and forested areas around here, and no one tells you that there are elk just out roaming. So we are trying to give y'all a complete experience of what it's like at the Grand Canyon National Park, because it is pretty wild. And I saw some views coming up to the left. Whew, jeez. So for the first official time, I mean, we saw it earlier, but now we have a very, very good view of the river, and that's just crazy because earlier it was itty bitty and you could barely see it in person. I'm sure it's gonna be hard to pick up on video, and we can see it very good now, so that is pretty wild. Hey, whoa, what are you doing? Holy smokes, that is freaking awesome. Oh yeah, and not to mention the car is just right there, so that's even crazier. You can go over that viewpoint. All right, on we go. All right, and now we have made it to the actual viewpoint, and I don't even have words. Yeah, so I'll just let y'all enjoy this with us. This is truly incredible. I literally don't have any words for this. We're looking right over and you can't even see the bottom down there. You can over there, but back over there you can't. In the middle of, it's like there's a canyon and there's another canyon. You can see the river back over there, but so deep right there, it just disappears. It's just so pretty. I literally just don't have anything to say, so we're just going to continue on with some of the beautiful drive and breathtaking views. Oh, my lordy. Alright, we will see y'all right over there. Jeez. I dang near almost have to turn the GoPro to super view to catch this in one frame. Can't even see the bottom down there. Once again, that is so crazy. All right, on we go. Let's just walk over here, come down over her, skedaddle on over. Oh my gosh. It just looks absolutely insane back there. Here's a cool little fun fact that I'm going to throw on screen. And yeah, that is right back there that it's talking about. Yeah, it looks like we got a nice little trail going down right there, so we'll see y'all over there. Trying to go slower on the pans for you guys so y'all can try to at least take in the beauty like Maddie and I are. Just a little bit longer. Alright, let's go over here and follow Maddie and see what these views have to offer. Maddie and I were talking earlier about how we were curious how deep the canyon was, and I don't know if this is probably not the deepest spot, but I'm sure it would say if so. You've got the marble platformer right there that is 6,000 feet. Bad boy over there. And then you have the, yes, at 8,000 feet. And that is back there. That is absolutely insane. Gosh, that is wild. I believe we have only got one more little overlook and then I'm gonna turn around and head back to Visitor Center that is open today. For the final viewpoint, the Desert View viewpoint, had the park right back there behind us. Gotta walk down here just a little bit and there should be a watchtower as well, which you should have been able to see from one of the earlier viewpoints, but we'll see y'all down there. All right, so the one thing I did not know was that this bad boy is just right here. I thought that you could not go right up to it, but there are actually people up on that little balcony, and I'm not so sure that I didn't see someone inside. I could be wrong, but you already know if we can get up there, we are definitely going. Maddy and I went to a little gift shop they have here and grabbed a few stickers and a little bookmark. And once you do come in here, there's some little stairway right there and you can get tickets to go up it. So we do have that, but it is on a timed basis every 20 minutes. So we do have a few minutes until then. And we're gonna go over here and see these views.
Have a selfie.
Okay. You should look out this way. Like, I can't. That's good.
You can kind of see people up there in those windows, and that's where Maddy and I are gonna be in about 10-15-ish minutes. That was those little points way back in the distance, right back there, those furthest most ones. So yeah, that is a bit crazy. I think I want to go up to the tower first thing and then come look down, Maddy. Yeah, we're gonna have to come back down here. We'll spend more time on the way down looking at everything, but we got in here first, so I am booking it. Oh, there's one more level, holy. Oh my gosh, and we have made it. All right, so we've made it to the top. That is crazy. That is where we're at down looking up from earlier, and it's just crazy. Also, before we head back down the stairs, you can see that mountain range back over there. Freaking insane. Did you see the ceiling too, Maddy? That's crazy. You got some right here on the bottom of the steps.
Trilobites and stuff, and then if you get down deep enough, you get into all the stuff that is that brownish, like orange color.
And that right up there is where we just came from. And that is a little entrance, and we'll go back in to go down, but more views before we do that. This is so crazy, like what the heck? I did not know that thing was here, much less that we were gonna be able to go up inside something like that. That is wild. And the views. Once again, no words to describe them. But I think we are gonna go back down, and there's a little market and deli that is hopefully open because we are both starving. Didn't have any breakfast. We did have a coffee, but it's kind of wearing off by now. It's a little before 10 a.m. So we are gonna see where the rest of the day takes us and try to stop at another gift shop on the way out.
Okay, there.
It is currently 11:20 a.m. and yeah, there is a line. It's not that far back, but yeah, 3 cars wide at some point, 2 cars wide all the way back to back here. As you saw, just a random Monday at 11:20 a.m. That is already the traffic, so sure it's gonna get quite a bit busier later in the day, but we're gonna get some pictures at the park sign. Nah, this is throwing me off. I did not know Arizona had aspen or quakey trees. Also, there is a bit of snow out still. It's pretty wild because the aspens are spread all throughout this part of the forest here. It's just random. And then occasionally, if you're looking closely, you'll find some just spread out right in the mixture of those. Yeah, that's it. Freaking crazy. What the heck? It is just after 11:30 a.m. and Maddie and I have officially left Grand Canyon National Park, and I will say, once again, Arizona continues to completely blow our minds, and the Grand Canyon National Park was no exception, and there's just no words to describe it really. Like it, yeah, I'm just gonna let the video do its thing and say if you're ever in the area, make the detour here and do the whole thing. Just do the Desert View Drive, start at Mather Point, go to the end of the Desert View Castle thing, turn around and go back, or just keep going, I don't know. But yeah, anyways, Maddie and I are headed back to our hotel in Flagstaff. We have it for one more night, and tomorrow we are actually gonna be heading home. So yeah, road trip is coming to an end, but it has been a great one. It is currently about 5:30 a.m. right now in Flagstaff, which is insane because as you can see, there is light around me and I'm not even needing flash right now. But anyways, today is mine and Maddie's last day in the area, and we are actually heading back home. But today is our anniversary, so happy 2-year wedding anniversary. Love you, babe. Anyways, we have about a 15-ish hour drive from here, I think. But we are not heading straight home. We do have one stop on the way. We can't get there till 8. Gonna hopefully leave here in about the next 30 minutes. Grab some Chick-fil-A. I think it's just right around the corner over there. It is gonna be a fun one and a new place that Maddie and I have never been. So yeah, we will see y'all on the road. All right, Maddie and I are fueled up, good to go. Got some coffee and breakfast, and we are heading out. As you can see, we have 1,471 miles exact on the odometer for this trip so far. Probably have around 1,200-ish back to the house. Don't think this little detour that we're taking on the way is gonna add much, but let's go ahead and get onto it. I think it might add like an hour or 2, but mile-wise, don't think it's gonna add too much. Yay, there it is. You saw the sign there, Petrified Forest National Park. That is the final destination that Maddie and I are headed on this road trip, and we've not got too much further, but the sign looks like it's right here, so gonna stop there and we will see y'all at the visitor center. We have made it to the visitor center, got that right over there in the background. Gonna go in there, see if we can find any little souvenirs right quick and get our national parks passport stamped. That is hard to say. National Parks passport stamped. Okay, yeah, National Parks passport stamped. If you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, got these little national parks books right here. When you visit national parks, you can go through, they have stamps in here and you can get them stamped. I'll show y'all in just a second. We've got several stamps over here, and all you do, get this bad boy right here. There's a science behind this, Maddie says, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, look at that. So we got 4 different stamps here, and now we're gonna check out the little visitor center they got and continue on and check out some of what Petrified National Forest has to offer. So we will see y'all with some views in a bit. Maddie and I have left the gift shop and we are headed to the official entrance, which is right over there somewhere. So on with that, and I will say we don't really know what we're doing here. We just kind of showed up, and yeah, we are just playing it by ear. Don't really have any plans for the day, but we do got to go get through the gates, so on we go. $25 for a private vehicle. Once again, the America's the Beautiful Pass coming in clutch. Hey, how are you doing?
Can I see the card holder's photo ID?
Yeah.
Did you get him at?
We did, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, have a good one. Once again, if you all do visit national parks at all, or any type of like national monuments or anything like that that are going to cost, the America's the Beautiful Pass will get you into a lot of it, but on we go. All right, well, this looks like a good place to kind of stop and figure out what we're going to do. Holy smokes. All right. Let's just pull up here and get this nice little view. Whew, man. Check this out while we're here. Dang. This is looking pretty crazy. Also, I am not gonna lie, I have not really seen any pictures or videos of this park at all. Just kind of one of the stops on the way back that is not too far out of the way. So Maddie and I are making a quick detour to do this because one of our goals is to visit all 63 national parks in the US system. Makes national park number 8 since we've been together that we've visited together. So seems like it's gonna be another fun one in the books. That is absolutely insane. Maddie and I started at the north end of the Petrified Forest National Park, and what we're gonna do is go to the south end and go to the Crystal Forest. We don't have a whole lot of time because we got like a 14-hour drive back home after this, and it's already about 8:30 a.m. And also on top of that, we're gonna lose 2 hours, but holy views. Man. Anywho, gonna continue on and get on down to the Crystal Forest. Got about 18 miles, just under 30 minutes, and yeah, it is looking quite crazy out here. And I will say right here, we are about to cross the interstate, but there's no interstate access right here. And there's just one exit at the south end, one exit at the north end. Also, I don't know if y'all can tell at all, but I did squeegee off the window just a little bit as we were leaving Flagstaff. But there is only so much I can do when we're traveling these open roads that have bugs all out and over the place. This road's also a little bit bumpy. Not bumpy necessarily, just wavy. So it's like, it's kind of fun, but also kind of scary because don't want to knock an axle out of alignment. So we are trying to travel with caution. But anyways, back to this free paid programming. Jeez, this is crazy. Once you top this hilltop, you just have views for miles.
Santa Fe Railroad, that's why it's so busy.
That rock is already looking crazy, so I can only imagine what we have in store for us up here. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, this is insane. We were literally in flat desert country with nothing around, and crossed the interstate, came back over this way, and this is beautiful. This is so beautiful. That rock looks crazy. Oh my gosh. This doesn't even look like something that should be on Earth, actually. So we're gonna continue on and keep showing you all once we find cool things. The streaks going through the rock in the middle is crazy too. That is so cool. Man. We came to a stop behind a few cars up here. I don't know if y'all can see that little dude right out there, but it is a antelope just chilling by himself. Alrighty, on we go. If you can hear me at all, we'll come back out and go that way in a bit, but Blue Mesa is 3.5 miles this way, so that is one of the stops that Maddy is wanting to make, so we're heading this way. Don't really know what's in store down here, but once we go here, we're gonna go back and then get on over to the Crystal Forest. I think it's only a few miles back that way, so yeah. Sure y'all can't see it, but it is definitely rough. They weren't lying. So we aren't quite there yet, but we have to make this little pull off because my goodness gracious, ladies and gents, hang on. Look at that. That is a pretty wild little detour that you cannot resist to pass up. We got a big old petrified log right there too. This is so pretty. Oh man, yeah, you got a lot down there. Wow. This doesn't look real. It looks like something that should be on another planet or something. Kind of what I would expect Mars to look like in a way.
Yeah, we could film Dune here.
Yeah, they definitely could have filmed Dune here. I think the actual Blue Mesa lookout thing or whatever it is right up there somewhere. We have made it to one of the first stops that Maddy and I are wanting to look at, and it is the Blue Mesa lookout. Oh, can't show that view just yet. Y'all have to wait for that. Looks like there's a little walking trail actually.
It's a mile.
Oh, yikes. Don't know that we have a hike in us, but we are at least gonna get out and see these views. So you have the car right back there behind us, and then you turn over this way and whew, goodness. It's crazy how you can go from all that rock formation and structure to this over here. There's no telling how far you can see back over there. Absolutely no telling, but Maddy is doing a little bit of research over here on the trail, seeing how far this... Oh, it's 1 mile total?
Yeah.
You want to do it?
Yeah, the Badlands.
Huh. Wait, that, what?
This is the Petrified Forest Badlands.
Oh crap. It looks a lot like the stuff that you'd see at Badlands National Park from what I've seen on pictures and stuff, just not near as much. But Blue Mesa Trail right there. It is only a mile loop total, so looks like it's pretty easy walking and can't really resist passing this up when you're already here. This is crazy. It always makes you feel so small being next to this places like this and these types of areas with just structures and formations that are so big. It doesn't even have to be rocks in general, just anything. It's just crazy, and words really don't put it into perspective. I mean, even looking out that way, it's just crazy. But sure, once we get down here, it's gonna be even crazier. I am just kind of a nerd when it comes to this type of stuff, and I am just overly geeking and once again just kind of mumbling, rambling. So let's get back to the views and this free paid programming. Cars are right back there. We've been walking along here. It's not been too long since I've made any updates, but get up here to this little hilltop and holy smokes. Dang, I already knew I wanted to go to Badlands National Park really bad, but this is making me want to go to it so much more. Look at that. Oh my gosh. This is so pretty. Jeez. This is so pretty. I don't think either of us really expected to do any hiking today. Not that this is really hiking, this is more kind of just a leisurely little walk, but trail does kind of keep continuing back that way, and got like half a mile in, half a mile out, and I am loving it, but I'm not looking forward to going back that uphill. And I know it's Maddy's favorite type of walking, but I'm sure she's not quite looking forward to it either right now. It's gonna be worth it regardless. You can see it like shining and sparkling with the sun hitting it. That's awesome. Hope you can see that in the video, but just continuing on. I'm sure the video is not going to do it justice, but I'm sure it is still going to look remarkable, and trying to bring you all the full experience of the place, as Maddy and I like to try doing when we go places and get out and adventure. But this is wild. Did not expect to be seeing this type of stuff here. Did you? but this trail does look like it keeps going a bit, and I'm gonna say that's over a mile if we have to go up and around here and around and back over, because if you look, it does look like the trail goes up and around. And oh, okay, cool, never mind, we cooking, doesn't go over. I see someone walking over there, so I'm gonna continue on and do the little loop and get down to the crystal forest. We are both hyped for that, but didn't know we were hyped for this, and yeah, we were both more than hyped for it because this is beautiful. It is actually crazy here. Another stunning national park that is leaving us completely speechless. All right, so we made it up here to this little hilltop, and don't think we're gonna do the full loop over there because you don't get much more views, and we have got a pretty good grasp of the area so far. There's little petrified logs all over the place, and we aren't gonna get any more views by walking around that because we did get up to the high point and saw all we needed. So gonna go back to the car, enjoy these views walking back, and get over to the crystal forest because we are both more than hyped for that. It is always worth the view, but what was that you just said?
Regrets.
There are a little bit of regrets. We were down in that stuff, back up over there, and still have a bit of climbing to do. All right, we are back on the road. We were down in that stuff just a second ago, and as you can see, we got about 7 more miles till we get to the crystal forest. So that is the next destination, and we will see y'all there shortly. Yeah, so all that stuff right there, that is what we were down walking in. I don't know if you can see those people down there in that luminescent yellow stuff, kind of way back over there. Phone keeps focusing on my finger, but that is around where we were at, and we walked back up, and that stuff kind of over to the right. When they say this road is rough, they are not lying. If you come through here bebopping along, not paying attention, you very well could knock an axle out of alignment. So we're gonna continue on with caution. That's so pretty. Oh my God. Technical difficulties. Hey, so we are pulling up to it, and there are all types of little petrified wood out there. Crystal forest. This is our turn, and it looks like there's a little walk here you can do. And what is something that Maddie and I always do? We take advantage when there is spots to take advantage of. So let's get out and see y'all on the little walk. So it does look like there is a loop that you can do up and around. I don't know that we're gonna do all of that though, but looks pretty cool. You might just walk kind of along right up there somewhere, and who knows. Maddie and I are known to kind of do a little bit more than we anticipate doing, so we'll see where the trail takes us. So you do have to stay on this little concrete walkway, but right along it you have all of these petrified pieces of wood, and they lined with little crystal all through it. That is so crazy. You can see it all right through there. That is insane. And these are all over the trail too. Jeez. Hey, how's it going? They're so pretty, especially with the light shining on it like that. Oh my gosh. That is insane. It's crazy that over time the wood does this. Just think of how long it takes for that to happen. We were just right back there, parked over there, and it just opens up to a ton of petrified wood back here. But this is what caught our attention, because as you can see, they're just getting bigger and bigger as you go this way. Yeah, that one up there, and like this one. That's crazy. Hey, how are you doing? That is so cool. I don't know exactly how far these date back, but they do date back millions and millions and millions of years. Makes you wonder what all types of little animals and critters rub their backs and butts on it. There's no telling what kind of things these trees have seen. I mean, if they could see, I guess. But yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. This place is crazy. All right, so that tree up there really doesn't look much bigger than this. I think these are honestly a little bit bigger, but haven't walked too far. I think the total loop is around 0.8 miles, but we have seen what we wanted at this park, and those rock formations kind of blew us away, and neither of us knew those were here. So that was a pleasant surprise, but I will say, all this crystallized wood is pretty freaking insane. Definitely would make the little detour by here if you have time. So as Maddie and I are walking out, we're just looking at all of these things, talking about how crazy it is and how long it has to take for that process to occur for the wood to crystallize and turn into quartz. Maddie has pulled up a couple facts here, and I'm just gonna have her read those off as we're walking back to the car.
Petrified wood found in the park and the surrounding region is made up of almost solid quartz. Over 200 million years ago, the logs washed into an ancient river system and were buried quick enough and deep enough by massive amounts of sediment and debris also carried in the water. The oxygen was cut off and decay slowed to a process that would now take centuries. Materials, including silica, dissolved from volcanic ash, absorbed into the porous wood over hundreds and thousands of years, crystallizing within the cellular structure, replacing the organic material as it broke down over time. During the gradual uplifting of the Colorado Plateau starting about 60 million years ago, the still buried petrified trees were under so much stress that they broke like glass rods. The crystal nature of the quartz created clean fractures evenly spaced along the tree trunk, giving the appearance today of logs cut with a chainsaw.
That's so crazy. So they really weren't cut by anything man-made or anything. It was just all natural. Yeah, that's insane.
They split apart.
That's so cool. That is wild. Oh man, one last look at that. Golly, this place is beautiful. Definitely would recommend taking the little detour and checking this place out if you're ever along I-40 in the area, traveling over to Flagstaff or back to wherever we're going that way. I just always think when we're at places like this, how much history goes back into these types of places, and just all the things that have traveled on this type of landscape and how different it's looked over various time frames. But we've got about 14 hours back to the house, so we will see y'all in the car with some updates in a bit. 13 hours, 55 minutes. Got it pulled up on the GPS, 956 miles. Estimated time of arrival, 11:52 p.m. But 2 hours will be added on to ours. So I guess technically we'll lose 2 hours going back home. So estimated time of arrival, Central Standard Time, is 1:51 a.m. So yeah, gonna see if we can make it home by about 2 to 3 a.m. and it will be Wednesday at that point, and we both have work on Thursday. But on the bright side, we will only work Thursday and Friday and then have the weekends. But yeah, anyways, gonna enjoy these views back to the edge of the park and probably make one last little stop at the visitor center to go to the bathroom and grab some snacks before we hit the road. I will say, this is a very underrated national park because never once have I ever heard anyone say visit here. Probably wouldn't, go out of your way to make the stop, but if you're on I-40 traveling along here, how could you not stop here?
Like Mesa Verde, it has a bunch of history.
Right. Yeah, Mesa Verde was crazy. Like I was saying, I've never heard anyone mention this place, say how pretty it was or anything. I don't know that I personally know anyone that's actually been here, or I don't even know if I really follow anyone on social media that's ever posted about it. We just kind of knew we were coming along here, so we decided to stop, and we are definitely glad we did. Like I've said several times, if you're traveling along I-40 near Flagstaff, 100% would recommend it. It's about 2 hours east, but I'm sure it's hard to hear me, so we'll catch y'all in a bit. We are heading over the interstate right here, and the visitor center is back over that way. So I'm gonna get over there, make a quick stop, and get on with the road. So fun fact, that is Mount Taylor. It's actually a volcano and the highest peak of the San Mateo Mountains. So cool little fun fact right there. Absolutely beautiful driving up to it. Have been able to see it in the distance for quite a while, and it still appears to be pretty far over there in the distance. it has been just a minute since the last update, and Maddie and I have got gas for what is hopefully the last time for the trip. And as you can see, it is about 12:30 a.m. right now. A little over 2 hours left, and we are currently sitting at 2,404.9 miles with 140 miles left to go. 2 hours and 11 minutes. Should be home by around 2:43 a.m. It is currently 12:32. All right, let's get back to the house and we'll see y'all there with the final update and mile count. One of the many reasons why I love traveling at night is because, as you can see, we have the road all to ourselves, and if you look in the rearview mirror back there is no one back there. But we've got about an hour and a half left till we get home, so we're gonna continue on and we will see y'all when we get there. Alright, final mileage for the trip. Got it right there, 2,539.9 miles. I'll throw up mine and Maddie's predictions from the very beginning of the trip right here. I'm gonna say 2,869 miles, 0.32. You said what?
2,558.
2,539.9 miles. But it is just after 2:30 a.m. Maddie and I are both exhausted. We drove this straight through, so gonna get some stuff unloaded, get inside, get some rest, and we'll get y'all with an update tomorrow. All right, if you're still around here at this point in the video, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the adventure. Now time for a quick little synopsis of the trip and what we thought of the trails. Overall, when it comes to the trails in Sedona, starting at the least favorite to most favorite, and it's not that any of them were bad or anything, they were all top tier trails, I would say. It's just that some were better than the others. So, starting it off with the one that I think Maddie and I could agree on was our least favorite, and that was the Keyhole Cave Trail, which is what we did the first day. And you could argue that driving 17 hours overnight and then hopping over to do a hike at 9 a.m. could have had a little bit of an influence, but I really don't think so, because the next up on the list is the Devil's Bridge Trail, and that thing was mesmerizing, but getting down to it, you were really walking on an ATV type trail most of the way, and then maybe like the last mile you were on an actual trail. And it was still fun overall, but when you compare it to the last two that we got, it just doesn't even compare in my opinion. And I would say the next one is the Subway Cave Trail. And with that one, I would say the overall view was probably the best, but when you compare it to the West Fork of Oak Creek Trail, which comes in at number 1, like I said during that portion of the video, it just has everything that I could have wanted in a hike. And as beautiful as the Subway Cave Trail was, it just really didn't compare overall to the West Fork of Oak Creek Trail. As far as the national parks go, I definitely underestimated the Grand Canyon National Park. I don't know why exactly, but that place blew my mind. And one of the things that caught Maddie and I both off guard is how many trees and like how much foliage and stuff was around. Neither of us expected there to be that much life form around, and especially all the animals running rampant. So pleasant surprise. And then Petrified National Forest, that really had no expectations going into that one, so that was a pleasant surprise to end off the trip. But that is where this one's coming to an end. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time, peace.